This.
All right, hello.
Hello.
We're
Ooh woo.
here with
Ooh woo.
Sindri and Kameko and Doom, and we're gonna talk about Fourth Wing and maybe Iron Flame if we get to it.
Woo.
Also, I discovered a new fish.
I
Look at
got
that.
angelfish just like you.
Oh, thanks.
Damn.
Oh, I like your
That's gay.
spoiler alert warning. That's nice.
Thank you. I'm also gonna, for no reason really, put that there. Okay. All right. So, Myra, I'm gonna ask that you please give us a synopsis
That's not my name, but okay. Uh, um,
of Fourth Wing.
um,
Breakdown.
okay, so the overall synopsis, it's about a uh fantasy college where the main parts of the story take place in the rider quadrant. Essentially, there are dragon riders, um, and sorry, I'm being brought ice cream.
Ice cream.
I'm getting ice cream delivered.
Oh.
Some nice chocolate therapy Ben and Jerry's.
Hell
Please
yeah.
sponsor me, Ben and Jerry's, please.
Please sponsor
Please.
me with it, dude.
Please, Ben and
But
Jerry's.
anyway, huh? What?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, um, essentially, the idea of the book is the country that they are in is at war. Um, the country of Navarre is at war with uh, the neighboring countries, uh, uh, which primarily ride griffins as opposed to dragons. And pretty much the only thing protecting them is this circle of wards that the griffin riders constantly attack. And so they need dragon riders to pretty much defend the borders and defend the country as a whole. And that's like the basic setting. Um, the main character, Violet, actually wants to be a scribe, who are the like people that essentially keep a entire written history of the shut the fuck up, Haywire.
The dragon porn.
They keep an entire history of the country and a lot of different subjects and pretty much it's the giant archive library quadrant. But her mother, who is a general, decides, no, you're going to follow the family line and be a writer. This is mostly because her father, who was a scribe, who like she's a daddy's girl.
Of course.
Uh, her father's passed by the start of the book, and her brother has also passed, and basically her mom, everyone in like as normal like YA fantasy, everyone has fucking trauma, but there ain't no fucking psychologists or psychiatrists in Fantasyland, so no one deals with
Yes.
their bullshit.
Of course.
um, yeah. So essentially, um, at first, Violet's very much like, I don't want to be a writer, but like I can't go against my mom. Like she will just send me back to the writer quadrant. Her mom doesn't even actually see her off. Like honestly, fuck Violet's mom. That pretty much the entire
Solid.
time that she's in these books. Um,
Does she die?
we do have a spoiler where she does die at the end of the second book, Iron Flame.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah, fuck her.
So you're jumping way ahead though. That's like
Asking the important questions.
What is she dead
Got
though?
um yeah, there's a lot of themes across both the books of redemption and just
Blech.
like not like willful ignorance as well from a lot of the like high-ranking members of the country. But anyways, back to like overall summary. Essentially, she goes into this writer's quadrant. She meets up with a childhood friend who is a year older than her, been in the writer's quadrant for a year, named Dane. I'm gonna just immediately put out there the fire slogan, Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
It's the very classic, like, he's the childhood best friend, and you know he's
the
helping
Gale
her.
of the story.
Yeah, he is the Gale of the story. But pretty much the problem with Dane immediately like becomes apparent in terms of like his wants versus her wants, because Violet very like at the beginning she's very much like, I'm ready to die, like like I'm gonna fucking die today, like and you know it'll be a sweet release. But then
Finally,
the first thing that all of the people that enter, they walk up like 1,000 fucking to the like shitty ass pretty much like wall that they have to walk across, a very called the parapet, to get to the writer's quadrant, like the main field. And essentially it's supposed to be like symbolic of keeping your balance on the back of a dragon, because it's a very narrow passage, completely open air, that like it's very easy to slip, and if you fall all the way down
oh god.
fucking river, like hundreds of feet below you.
The fuck?
Yikes.
Like it is instant fucking death. But yeah, so she immediately gets like she's going across, and then this asshole behind her named Jack Barrow, which also Jack Barrow thumbs down, but like you're supposed to Jack Barrow thumbs down. There's no ifrant. He is a bad man. This man
Solid.
literally like immediately is like laughs and pushes the dude in front of him off,
Jesus.
and then like looks at Violet and is like, and so
You're coming, bro.
essentially it's just like her racing across the parapet and him like slowly catching up behind her. She does end up getting across just as he makes it to her, pretty much with the writer's quadrant, that like, because there's like overall rules for where, or sorry, the quadrants of the college, where it's like, you know, don't do like these very reasonable things. But in terms of like the writers, the whole idea is like, if you have a weak link, they're probably gonna kill you when you're
But
like pretty much.
Wait,
like,
you gotta break the chain.
There is very loose rules. Cannot be in the same. Like, if they are not part of your squad, they are. Because it's like we're getting rid of the. Like, if you're that stupid.
Is Kameko cutting out for anyone else?
Oh yeah,
sorry.
yeah, like saying the thing.
Damn it! It wasn't do that for so long. Okay. Well, anyway, so like, yeah. So Writer's Quadrant has like
I'm still here, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
like very loose rules. If you're not in the like same quadrant, you can just kill each other.
Solid.
That's
Like
fucky.
that clearly gets rid of like the weak links, right? Like you just
Murder. Yes, sure.
and to be fair, like it
No, no.
doesn't
To be fair,
really.
the
I
fuck.
mean, yeah. I mean, so the real thing is like it to them it doesn't actually matter how many of them are there because there are a limited number of dragons willing to bond with these people, and the number like it's usually like half the amount of people that make it across the parapet, or like even like or try to make it across the parapet. So essentially it's to them it's like it's good that we get rid of some of these people because it gives us a better chance of getting a dragon.
But why do they keep letting people in if there's only so many
um
dragons? Like, do they not? Like, am I?
Shut up.
I don't know.
Anyways.
What the fuck?
You can't point out plot holes.
Oh, okay.
We're not there
My
yet.
bad.
Because they can I mean I guess like the reasoning it's not like explicitly said, but I guess like the reasoning would be like they're still being trained to fight, so
You can still get an army out of that, like.
yeah, like
fucking
they're the one of the other quadrants is like the infantry, which are basically just like dragon fodder. Or I guess griffin fodder. Like that's very much the we use the Russian tactics as throw as many men as we can at it, and eventually something will happen.
You'll get something somewhere along the line.
So sorry, my mom messaged me.
Here, go ahead.
Mom, we're streaming right now.
I know.
Mom, we're talking about dragon porn.
Yeah, leave me alone, mom. You're so proud of me. That's okay. My mom read 50 Shades of Grey. She doesn't need to talk. So essentially, Violet makes across the parapet just as Jack Barrel like gains up on her. She turns around, fucking puts a knife to his dick. Coolest, one of the coolest fucking parts of this book. Like she badass, like just like I will cut off your penis. It's like pretty much what she tells him with no words. And the person that's standing there, because essentially there's like one person at the beginning of the parapet to take your name, and then a second person at the end to take your name, so they can like see how many people died.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Again, fucky. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'd listen. Statistics. It's for the statistics. So the person that's standing there, like, you know, essentially tells Jack, like, you might want to, like, not fucking do anything because, one, you could be, like, now that she has stepped down onto the grass, you would be in violation of the rules and you would be this is gonna come up many fucking times throughout this book. There is no judge or jury. There is just the executioner. You like when a rule is broken, you're instant dead. That is pretty much how this fucking works. There are many instances of like things happening in this book, and someone just comes up and snaps their neck, and everyone's like, "This is great. Yep, that's how this works."
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get to that eventually. Yeah, so he like she lets down her fucking dagger and he like pretty much you know, vendetta against her for no fucking reason.
Because he couldn't kill her. How dare
it's
he? How
because
dare she not let him kill her?
yeah. I mean, it's kind of mostly because she is a Sorengale, which like she's the general's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, if I kill the general's daughter, I'll be so fucking cool, bro.
Sure you will.
um
That's how that works. Definitely.
oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the actual love interest comes into play here. The guy that's taking the names um at the beginning of the parapet is literally Zayden. And it's honestly, when I read it, it was kind of funny because this is the first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to call him Xander.
Xander.
The first the first chapter actually ends like right when she's about to step out onto the parapet, and like there's this whole fucking scene where she's like going up, she's talking to the person in front and behind her, and the guy in front of her is like, oh yeah, like my, like he's like seen like embracing and kissing this girl, and like they had like just got married or engaged or something, and they're like, it basically is like, when I get like, I graduate from the writer quadrant, like we're gonna be together forever or whatever, because essentially it's like kind of no communication, at least for your first year, something hardening you up or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, by not the Jedi attachment fucking
Oh my
argument.
god.
Sure.
Like, but the first chapter, she's like is about to go out on the parapet, and the guy fucking falls and dies. Like, that is the end of the first chapter. So like, that's the point where, for me personally, I was like, okay, this is how this book's gonna be. I'm interested. You got me.
Yeah.
I thought this was gonna be a ooh-woo fantasy, like I'm gonna fall for the bad guy novel, but no, there's actually like we're immediately fucking killing people. We're getting you attached to people and killing them. And I was like, I'm here for it at like third tiers.
Of course.
How very Game of Thrones
but
of you.
but her so Violet's sister, who Mira, she she fucking like has this whole thing of like, find Dane and stay away from Xaden. Because the problem with Xaden is he is the son of the rebellion leader, and there's this whole thing like where 5 years ago this whole rebellion ended, where essentially it was their neighboring country did a whole uprising against Navarre, and it's very much framed as like, and it like understood by the people of Navarre, like that these people were like being fucking ridiculous and were asking us to help the Griffin Riders, and it was like a violent uprising, and like kind of really just, it's implied that like they were trying to like overpower the dragon Navarre continent with the Griffin Rider continents. Like, they wanted to be the people in power,
Sure.
not like equals or anything. So it's like they're the bad guys. And so basically what happened is the rebellion was squashed, and all of the adults were executed, and all of their children are forced to go into the Rider Quadrant to prove their loyalty to Navarre. And it pretty much is like, if one of them, like if they fuck up and they like find proof of wrongdoing and shit, or like more rebellion shit, like it's instant execution, and very likely just for all of them.
Sure.
And Xaden is again like the son of the like rebellion leader, So it kind of is like it's on him to control like the rest of them, which is like 100 or so of them total, like not only in the writer's quadrant. Some of them are like younger than, like they're not of age. You have to be 20 to go into one of the quadrants at the college. But yeah, so essentially Mira's like, find Dane, like find your childhood best friend and stay away from this guy that is gonna hate your guts because you're a Sorengale. Like he's gonna want to kill you, be like to like get revenge on our mother. And immediately she fucking sees him.
Yes.
Like she literally goes to the top of the stairs and there he is. And then he immediately finds out she's Violet Sorengale. It's like I even like had to like be like, this is a comedy, bro. Like, what do you mean?
Playing jokes.
Like it's supposed to be like a, oh no, oh shit. But no, it's pretty funny.
Fair.
But
Hey.
yeah, so the other person she's talking to, she actually ends up like when they're going up the stairs, there's this whole part of the, like the first thing where like Mira basically re-outfits her with like really good gear. Like she's just wearing like fucking t-shirt and jeans like vibes pretty much, and like Converse. And Mira has to be like, you're a dumbass, you're gonna fall off the fucking, like you're gonna slip and fall. And so while they're going up the stairs to the person behind her, Rhiannon, she notices her shoes that they're like super like slippy on the steps, and tells her to like swap shoes with her, and they're like a size off, so it like you know, it's all awkward and stuff. But essentially because of this they both make it across the parapet, because like otherwise she would have fucking slipped. And this essentially leads them to be best friends throughout the books. And yeah, so Violet finds Dane because she's having like a panic attack and is gonna throw up. And Dane like takes her and Rhiannon like around the corner where they can't be seen, like while she like doesn't throw up. And Dane makes them get in, like both of them, into like his squadron because he's like a squadron leader. And then when they all get put into their whole like, because there's a whole like structure for this, like they basically have like a mini army where they have like wing. The reason it's called Fourth Wing is because they're in the fourth wing.
Got it. Sure.
It's like squadron.
Yeah.
And Zayden pulls some bullshit so that he ends up being like her wing leader, which like is it's a bunch of stupid yada yada whatevers. Like oh, this means like with the rules that he can like, you know, technically like kill her or whatever.
So what I'm hearing is that both of these love interests are bad because there's an imbalance of power between them.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. Glad we can agree.
So to be fair, there is a specific thing in like in the books where they say like you're not it's not an explicit rule, but you're not supposed to like fraternize with your squad leader.
Yeah, I would hope
wing leader and
so.
stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's an unwritten rule.
Like it's like going to work and being like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck my boss.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Like maybe don't do that.
I mean, that's what she does.
Only because
Yeah.
their dragons did it first.
So, um, yeah. So pretty much,
That-
this begins kind of like a whole like. Cause like Dane, upon seeing Violet, is like, "What the fuck are you doing here? You were supposed to be in the like the scribe quadrant. Why are you here?" And she, of course, has to tell him like, "Oh, my mom made me do this." And so he's like, "Let's try and get you out." And she's like, "No, he'll just like she'll just throw me back in here. Like, I don't get that choice."
Yeah.
And like at like the first two times this like interaction happens, like Dane is definitely in the right. Like let me just like come out full flat say that Dane is definitely like, we should get you out of here. And Violet's like, no, she'll just throw me back. And it's like, brother, well, you should still just try.
Yeah.
Like if like you, because like Violet, a really cool thing about this book is the author actually has a disease that makes her very frail. I think it has to do with the like her tendons or something. I could Google it real quick. Author illness. It's Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's it's a genetic connective tissue disorder, also known as EDS. She also has like POTS as well, like so it's very much related to POTS. So like it's not explicitly said in the book that that's what Violet has, but Rebecca Yarros did come out and say like, yeah, no, she pretty much has that. Like
Yeah.
I put my own experiences with this disease into this character, so like for like so other people like me could have someone to relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she like at the beginning, like she's gonna fucking die, like there's no question, like you should not be here, brother. You should be doing everything in your power to try and like get out of here. And she just like doesn't, because she's like, I'll just get thrown back. And it's like, you could still fucking try though. And but eventually she turns more into like the, I'm like, once she overcomes, like, you know, she overcame the parapet, she ends up overcoming like with her wits the they start these like challenges where basically like you can like you fight like just no weapons, hand-to-hand combat on a mat with your squad mates, and then it eventually turns into like anyone can challenge anyone, and it very much is like legally like killing matches. Like specifically Jack Barlow like snaps a dude's neck and they're like, God damn it, why you couldn't have been more careful.
Darn, I killed him. Oh no.
Yeah, so like there's like the predetermined we like took names out of a hat challenges, but then you can also like choose to challenge people. So like it's like definitely like Jack is definitely trying to pull some strings to get a challenge with Violet and kill the fuck out of her.
Sure.
And like it also is very much like it turns into like Jack knows that she is a weak link because of like her disability stuff. So she's like, he's like, you're a weak link, so I need to kill you. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the bad guy here, guys.
I'm definitely not the villain of the story.
I'm
I'm just trying to protect us by killing this innocent girl.
Yeah, so Violet has a lot of knowledge about specific like poisons and like herbology stuff. So because she knows she can't fight, so she
How very Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, so she essentially what she does is everyone gets like all the first years get like a chore for the mornings, and she actually chooses to do the like essentially lunch lady job, and she basically finds out how to like find out who she's going to be against, and then pretty much poisons their food.
Sure.
And like she finds this out through Mira actually sneaks in, because you're not supposed to bring like anything besides like what you can carry on a backpack, and especially something like this journal she has is like super not allowed. Like would be confiscated. Mira sneaks in her dead brother's journal that he wrote for Mira. That was basically like a how to survive the Riders Quadrant.
Okay, wait. I
Like
have a
for
question.
dummies, yes.
So, the main girl. I'm sorry, I'm blanking
Violet.
on her. Violet. Her mom made her go into the Riders Quadrant.
Mhm.
Is Mira in the Riders Quadrant?
So she was. Mira is like
Okay,
5 years older.
got it.
Violet's like 20. I believe
so-
Mira is stated to be 25.
And I'm guessing their brother died because he was in the Riders Quadrant.
So he actually died to
Hey, Sindri, can you come get the boy?
Oh, yeah.
I'm super blanking on if this is correct or not. I believe he died during the rebellion 5
Okay.
years ago. But like in the final battle of the rebellion stuff, to like just like in the battle,
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
so like there's definitely an argument to be made that he died because he went through the writers college.
So, basically, the mom just wants all of her kids to die,
Yes.
is what we're saying.
That is a huge fucking theme of this book. Is
Okay,
like,
but then why you have kids if you want them all to die?
So they could be soldiers.
well, it's
No, but she just killed them before they can even be. That doesn't make no sense.
so it really is like her mom is like fucking amazing. Is like very is like that's she is pretty much like second in fucking command general. She is like well regarded across the kingdom. So it's kind of explained as like, if you can't be as good as me as my children, you don't deserve to live kind of thing. Like I expect the expectations are way too fucking high from this mom. Is pretty much what it is.
But, like, maybe your children just have different talents than you.
No.
It's almost like your children are their own people.
No.
That's crazy, right? Insane.
Are we
Absolutely
gonna
not.
compare
Anyways.
this to Frankenstein now?
But anyways, so essentially in Brennan's journal, he says that, you know, again, it's written to Mira, so it's not obviously written to Violet.
Mm-hmm.
But he essentially says like, here is the secret way where like if you break into this office, this is how you get here and how you do it.
Sure.
You can find out who you are going against in the challenges. So she finds out and then essentially perfectly designs like the poisons and stuff to like, you know, we're fighting and all of a sudden you're throwing up or you pass the fuck out. I guess I win.
Oh, wow.
You know, it just such a coincidence that this keeps happening in every single one of
I was
Violet's,
gonna say,
matches.
if this happens every single time she's up to fight, like, does no one question it?
No.
They like literally have no proof, and they think it's like the list is secure enough where it's like,
Oh, they're just arrogant. Okay, I got it.
yeah, it's like it's arrogance and like stupidity.
I got it.
Yeah, but this kind of makes like Violet, like her using her wits to win these challenges is like a big part of her just like starting to be like she essentially like takes on the motto of like, I will not die today.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a fuck you mom kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like her mom definitely put her in this like college knowing she would likely die. So now it's become spite, and I'm really here for that, honestly.
You know what? That's so fair. I get it.
So now the problem with this, with Dame, is he
Dame
very much
down.
starts
Dane thumbs
Dame
down.
thumbs down. He very much starts being like, he like 4 fucking times over is like, I have figured out a way to get you into the scribe quadrant. Your mom will never know. And like on like time 3 of him doing this, Violet's at a point now where she's like, I'm gonna just fucking do this. I can do this. I will do this.
Mm-hmm.
And Dane doesn't fucking respect it. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's understandable, but still wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is supposed to be like her best friend. And on the one hand, it's understandable. His logic is, I don't want to watch you die.
Right.
And like, I don't want to deal with that. But on the other hand, the problem is I don't want to watch you die. I don't want to watch you die. He doesn't
Right.
he's not coming off like he actually cares about her dying, like her.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he doesn't want to deal with the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about what she really wants. It's about what it means for him.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like there's a both sides of this. I think like it is valid. like, you know, I wouldn't want to watch one of my friends die if they're being fucking stupid. But the big problem is that Violet is like slowly, continuously proving that she can actually maybe overcome all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more so, it's not like a she can't do these things. It is very quickly becoming, I don't believe you can do these things.
Yeah.
Because like she's proving that like a lot of things wrong about what she can't do, or what she thought she can't do even.
Right.
But even in the face of that, Dane is still like, you can't do these things. And like that's why it becomes really shitty. And so it starts like to develop this like rift between Dane and Violet a little bit. Not too much at first. And like it is very clear like she definitely has the hots for him. But eventually after like the 3rd challenge or something, Zayden actually steps in, and of course like most people around are like, this doesn't seem right that the wing leader is challenging a 1st year, guys. And especially these two who you know, daughter of the general that like headed the executions, and the son of the main person that got executed.
Right.
maybe we should stop this, but we can't because there are rules. This is completely legal. Oh no. So, essentially, Zayden beats the shit out of Violet. Is pretty much what it comes down to. Not like actually, he doesn't actually like hurt her. He more just proves a point that she can't like he's like, I don't know how you're doing it, but I know what you're doing. Like I know
No,
you're
you don't.
like
You don't know shit.
literally, she literally tries to be like, I don't know what you're talking
I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
really. What the hell are you talking about? You don't know shit.
about. But like of course that's like immediately shut down. He's like, I'm not a fucking idiot kind of
Yeah, you
vibes.
are. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Prove it.
and so
Prove
I'm not an
it.
idiot. Yeah, you are. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, bro. Why are you hitting me?
I'm not an idiot. Well, you sound like one.
yeah. So pretty much like he just but it becomes very like sexual vibes. I'm gonna be straight up. Because of course it
Of
is
course it
young
does.
adult
Of course it does.
It's YA fantasy. What are we here for? We're here for the banging. But anyways.
Dragon
So-
porn book. Say less.
so-
That's
So he like basically like pins her fucking down and essentially like makes a point that like, you know, you could like even in this position, like you could fucking like stab my kidney, and like, you know, like does the motions like with her and is like it's pretty much like a whole statement of you need to get your fucking shit together or you are going to die, and like because you can't do this poisoning shit forever.
I mean,
yeah, I can't watch me. Bitch, the fuck?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Um
But watch me. I'm gonna fucking do it.
um chapter, there we go. Let me see. I'm trying to look at an actual like chapter by chapter recap because I this part I get because it goes very fast between the main difference between Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, which a lot of people don't like Iron Flame for this reason, is Fourth Wing is very like boom 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 events, whereas Iron Flame is very like day by day. Like Fourth Wing skips weeks at a time at some points. Like it'll be like paragraph, this is what happened this day, paragraph, this is what happened the next day, next day. And then Iron Flame is like this entire chapter is about 2 hours worth of stuff. And like that's the difference in like the norms of the speed of the books.
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to make sure that I get the things correct. Da da da. Next, yeah. So after, yeah. Okay. So after that whole, we're definitely fucking on this mat in our brains moment. There is Violet basically sees Zayden and a like couple others like sneaking off, and one of the biggest things is, so first of all of the rebellion children have these marks on their arm, like, which I mean, look, so they're pretty much described as like sick ass full arm tattoos. Like
Solid.
it's essentially like
Yeah, all right. I'll do that.
uh
I got a sick ass tattoo out of it. Yeah, fuck
like
it, I'll join.
viney. No, it's not vines, but it's like just wisping and waving, uh, like black tattoo all the way like from like wrist to like neck, like sick as fuck, bro.
Yeah, listen, I'll join up if that's what I
yeah, yeah,
get. Like, fuck
yeah. So
it,
like
say less.
yeah, so they were like marked for a reason that's like uh fully actually revealed later down the line. I believe actually in Iron Flame, or at the very least at the end of this book. Um, so there
So
is a
they
rule, like part of their whole treason thing, is they cannot meet in groups of 3 or more. And that like is literally what they're doing right now. Violet
The
catches them literally
tyranny
doing
of
that.
it all.
it
Mm-hmm,
so sorry, like to like just kind of interrupt. So the do those tattoos like do they just appear? Like they're just
They're always on them. Like you can always tell that they have them.
Or
Like it
but were
is
they
basically just like a tattoo that
were they
they
given to
receive.
them by the rebellion or were they given to them by
So
the government?
it's well, it's revealed that it was given to them. I think it's implied that it's by their parents.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Essentially, when the executions happen, they have like these what they thought were like protection stones kind of thing, and all of a sudden, like when the like leaders are executed, they like erupt and cause that mark on them.
So we're just
And
branding our children. Super fun.
yeah, so there is a reason for it. Though the reason is not actually fully explained. I'll get to that later. Because it has to do with a character that's not even in this fucking book. Um,
Solid. Okay.
but yeah, so yeah, essentially they're all marked that they're like rebellion kids. And there is a specific like treason rule. They can't meet in groups of 3 or more. Or like, you know, it's like again, it's the execution thing. Like treason, execution.
Mm-hmm.
So Violet is sneaky and she's out collecting herbs for the
Poison?
like next day's poison, yeah.
Ah, the poison. Cusco's
And
poison.
yeah.
The poison for
And
Cusco.
and she hears them coming and climbs up the tree and then is like, oh shit, that like this is I'm witnessing treason. But then like it's literally like Zayden is just like giving advice and guidance to like the new first years because like because they don't get a choice in this. Like that's the big
Right.
important thing is everyone besides Violet obviously, every normal person chooses to go into the writer's quadrant because it's like
Honor.
very much fame, glory, honor, your normal like going into the military vibes,
Honor!
especially in a fantasy setting. So like it's very much like, oh, like Zayden, like it's like the first moment of like, oh, Zayden's actually like just a decent dude. Like he
Just like kind.
yeah, like he's not like they're not doing anything treasonous. They're literally just like meeting like this so they can all make sure they don't die. Like they all want to make it out of here alive. That's the whole point of these meetings. And the rest of them leave and basically Violet sees them all leave and then she climbs down the tree and boom, Zayden's fucking signet is shadows, and he is so signets are basically like their magical power that they get by their power like connecting to a dragon.
Okay.
And yeah, so Zayden comes out of the shadows and is like, bitch, why you eavesdropping? Are you going to tell on us? she does this really cool fucking maneuver where she throws daggers at his face, and he's like, "You missed," and she's like, "Did I?" Back up and see, and he backs up against the tree that he's in front of, and it's like perfectly daggers on either side of his ears. And
Damn.
like, so she was just like making a fucking point, and like this is also just like a show of like Violet is like really good at throwing daggers. Like this, like that is the one thing that she has like over in like combat. She is very good at aim with throwing daggers. But essentially she agrees to like keep the secret, and he like he doesn't kill her. It's like the trade offer.
Sure.
And but he also like says like, hey, that like cool trick, you should do that to Jack Barlow, and I'm sure he'd run with his tail between his legs. Which she does end up doing, and he gets so fucking pissed off. But like with Jack, she specifically throws one like by his head and at his dick,
As she should.
and it's just like, damn, got him. But obviously that just makes him more angry and more want to kill her. But you know,
Yeah, sure.
it's the vibes. The vibes are immaculate. Yeah. So another big part of this is the gauntlet, which when they go to this field, where they actually get to hopefully get a dragon, they have to make it up this thing called the gauntlet, which is like on the side of like the cliff up to this field. And it's supposed to be like all of the, it's very similar to the parapet, but like on steroids. It's like, oh, all these like consider it the most dangerous version of the show Wipeout. Where it's essentially like a bunch of different obstacles that you have to climb up.
Okay.
Or like American Ninja Warrior, also for a more recent show. If you fall, you're dead. Like you're falling off a cliff, essentially. So she ends up so she's very short and not very strong, so and the last obstacle is supposed to simulate like jumping up like from like the ground onto your dragon's back, like climbing up their leg and being able to sit on them. And she can't fucking do that, so what she actually ends up doing is throwing a dagger up there and using it to like one-two her way up. There's a whole like segment where Dane's like bestie, who's a piece of shit.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't even remember her name because she's such a piece of shit. But she's also the one that was at the end of the parapet that took their names like as they come off the parapet. I think it's Amber. I don't remember. Look, I'll call her Amber.
Sure.
She is like, that's against the rules, and then Violet has to be like, technically, no, it's not.
Actually, according to the encyclopedia.
Yeah, according to the rules, since you're such a rule stickler, I have found a loophole. Because like it like specifically says like you can only use like what is attached to your person, and it's like these daggers are attached to me because they are attached to me like physically. So get fucked. But yeah, so she makes it up the gauntlet, and right before like a week or so before the actual event of like what they call the threshing, they essentially parade themselves in front of all the dragons that are willing to bond. And it's partially so the riders can, like, you know, get a view of the dragons and maybe like try and like do an initial connection with one, like, or like see which one they want to go for. But it's honestly more so the dragons can vibe check you and then annihilate you if you don't pass the vibe check.
Of course.
Like,
Bro, this whole school is just vibe check the school.
yeah, like one of the members of their
Pretty much.
squad is very Jack
You don't
Barlow-esque.
pass the
Like
vibe check.
he's
you'll get
very fucking full of himself and is like talking mad shit. And then like literally they feel like they hear a noise and then the fucking like blast of fire right behind them, like immense heat, and they're like, well, that problem's taken care of.
He did not pass the vibe check.
You don't pass the vibe check, you get killed. That's
yeah,
pretty much it.
Sucks to suck.
Because like the dragons, while the humans think they rule this this continent, it's actually the dragons, because the dragons don't have to fucking play by their rules because they're fucking dragons.
I'm about to say, like, when your WMDs can decide who gets to be their like launcher, like, like you
Yeah,
are
so
not
like the whole
in
thing is
control.
like the dragons are like, well, I'm just gonna take out this guy because none of us are gonna want to fucking like go with this person who is like weak-willed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like again, the vibes are not immaculate, and they have to be immaculate.
The vibes
Otherwise,
are
like,
bad.
why are we wasting our time as dragons with these puny fucking humans?
When the vibes aren't even good.
Yeah, so right before the threshing, Dane and Violet are like in Dane's like room, cause like they're doing the best friend things, like cause Violet has been like working her muscles and stuff to be stronger, but they still hurt, so it's kind of like a, like he's trying to massage her pretty much. Like it's not sexual at all. It's like it's completely like, damn bro, you got some fucking knots.
like a physical therapist type of thing.
Yeah,
Crack
so
me like a glow stick, brother.
there's a whole conversation that's had about signets, and we find out that so Dane has a patch on his uniform that says that his signet is classified, and it's because he can see people's recent memories by touching, essentially if he touches their temples, he can read like relatively recent memories. And like I said before, like Zayden can control shadows, and it's supposed to be a reflection of who you are as a person, so in some kind of ways. So what really is fucked up about this, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I'm mentioning Dane's signet, so I want to just immediately come out and say that Dane should be fucking dead. I'm sorry, Dane should die. Not because Dane thumbs down,
But Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
But it is explicitly written in their rules that if you develop a signet that is reading minds, you're dead. Like, it is instant fucking kill mode.
Does that make
Like,
you,
you
like,
are not
evil?
allowed to have that signet. Which, again, I'd like to reiterate, it is not in your control what your signet is. It is supposed to be a reflection of you as a person, but ultimately, it is neither you nor your dragon choice what your signet manifests as.
Mind
Sure.
control signet users, evil,
So,
kill 'em
like,
all.
so when, like, after they get all their dragons and stuff, there's which I'll go back to the threshing part, but there is a part where this kid runs downstairs, like there's a whole like commotion going on, so like what the fuck's going on, and this fucking kid is like in hysterics and like like screaming, like looking at people and like saying clearly what are their thoughts, and it's like essentially like he can hear everyone's thoughts and it's overwhelming him and breaking his brain. And one of the teachers comes up and just snaps his fucking neck. And then like that's it, end of story. Like we're like we move on now.
Sure.
And it's fucked up that because Dane has to touch you to read your mind. That makes it okay now.
Yeah.
And like, you know, to be fair, like in that situation specifically, like it was also kind of like a mercy. Let me get this person.
Yeah, but I say Dane's got a pretty good
Live
like
view.
he has to touch your temples specifically, so like he won't be overwhelmed by the voices of everyone around him. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
No,
Man.
Dane thumbs down.
Okay. Anyways.
Thank you.
Yeah.
but yeah, the kid who got his neck snapped, he was boned because it sounds like he needed a lot of training, which he did not have. So like,
Yeah, no, like it's just like the whole thing is like it's not even like there's no training for your signet until you get it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what it's gonna be.
Right.
And they literally just be killing these kids by a choice they don't have. And,
I
like, then
mean,
there's,
we
like,
are just letting
they
children push
introduce-
each other off of
yeah.
a bridge, so.
Yeah, and then they introduce so many like instances of like that kind of seems like the same thing. Why are they not dead?
Uh-huh.
Like literally Dane is brought up.
Dane thumbs down.
why is Dane not dead? Well, he didn't run through the hall screaming everyone's thoughts into them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's literally like it's supposed to be like a it's because it's like involuntary and it's a security risk, but it's like, brother, you like Dane could just touch you and
So,
bye.
I can see why they would want to keep Dane around because this is like a mind controller they can kind of control. Like that just makes sense that they would be
Well,
like,
he doesn't control minds, he can just read your memory.
or that's like a mind reader who they can like directly apply to people and like. know
Yes,
when he's
and
doing his
that
thing.
is
Like
like
interrogation
literally
type.
Yeah, that is literally why they keep him around, because he has
Yeah.
interrogation power without being exactly he's a more controllable version of it.
Right.
Which is
They
why
can
it's
put him in
okay.
a room with important people and like he won't like be able to read their minds unless they want him to. Like,
Or he overpowers them.
yeah, so that makes sense why he gets to live. And kid who could just do it at long range immediately got killed. Like,
Yeah.
Long range mind reading, lethal.
yeah,
Yeah, like, there
long range
is
mind reading, you gotta
obviously-
go. Like,
There is obviously like a difference, but it's a really stupid difference. Like, come on now.
It's not that much of a difference. Dane thumbs.
Dane thumbs
Thumbs
down.
down. Let's kill Dane.
it makes sense. They only killed the other kid because they couldn't control whose mind he could read, and this kid they can. If Dane had the same power, he'd be murdered too.
Honestly, Dane's on thin fucking ice. You know, I feel like if he were to touch somebody he shouldn't, and get like that's it, brother. You were allowed to live on a fucking technicality.
And like he's real lucky that like he's gotta touch your temples and not just any part. I feel like if it was any part of your body, they would have killed him. Like,
Yeah.
like he'd be dead as shit. Like he got real lucky in the application of his.
I will say though, like personally, if I just suddenly developed the ability to read people's minds and I just heard everyone's thoughts constantly, I would kill myself probably.
Yeah.
Like, I don't-
that's
My
the-
brain doesn't shut up on its own. I don't need everyone else's. Thanks.
Brother,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
way
yeah.
too many voices in my head. You think I need 20 others? No.
Yeah, so like obviously like it does make sense, like what, like again it's very much treated as like this is a mercy thing at the, like in all honesty, but again it's not their choice. So
Right.
it's like it is still very fucked up. But anyways, moving on, or I guess moving backwards. So the threshing, so there's like about like 100 and some change, like a very few change dragons available to bond, and like almost twice that many cadets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like you have a 50-50 shot. And you really don't want to not get bonded with a dragon, because if you aren't bonded with a dragon at the end of your first year, you have to repeat your first year.
Wait, I can't just flush out?
No.
You
Oh
can't.
my god, what is this place?
OMG,
Bro, you
hi, Dom
survived. I'll do it
squared.
again.
Oh my god,
OMG
hi.
damn square, OMG.
Oh, hey, Dumb Squid. Hey, no, this school sucks. Like, I
For
can't do this
real.
out again.
What if I wanna? I can't like
School fucking
switch to a
sucks.
different quadrant.
I can't switch my major? What?
I
Like, could I
so I
switch
think
to a
that is
scribe?
I believe that is an option, but the problem is one, you like, for people besides Violet, you kind of train your whole life to be in the quadrant that you want to be in. Like for Violet, she actually did train to be a scribe.
Right.
So it's kind of like I wasted my entire life
Oh.
trying to train for this.
I mean,
And
yeah, that
also, if
sucks,
I,
but like,
yeah, well, and then also if I quit, especially like quit the writer quadrant specifically, I look like a fucking loser.
Gonna
Is
bring
like
great things to
the
my
idea.
family.
Yeah,
I guess
like
I'm looking at this wrong because they want to be there. Like,
yeah, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly. That's the thing is, besides the people like the like marked ones, they choose to be there. Like this is not a forced thing.
That's that's fair. I guess that is an important distinction because this whole time, as you're like explaining these things, and like the different challenges that they have to do, it reminds. I just feel like I keep thinking of Divergent
Yeah.
and how like with the Dauntless, like you have to keep doing these like tests of courage. And I guess technically in Divergent, you do also choose which faction you're going to, but like they sort you, right? And like I don't know. It's just very like you know?
Yeah. No. I feel you. Um, it's definitely very hard to remember. Like these people want to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
Like why would you choose this, honestly?
yeah. I mean, it's literally spelled out. Like it's very similar to like real life, like military stuff.
I
Where
mean,
it's like, oh, my dad was a writer, or
sure,
I.
but as a person who was a military brat, I'm gonna let you know that my dad being in the military was not near reason enough for me to join the military. And like, but you also, again, you like, as far as like, I feel like to me, the most obvious and like, in my opinion, understandable reason for joining the military is like, that's a stable job with good benefits. And also, like, you know, a chance to get away from like wherever you're at. But you also said that one of the other quadrants is the infantry, which I understand you're more likely to die if you join the infantry. I get that.
Yeah,
but like
it's like pretty much literally, the infantry is very much. You gotta choose one, and if you don't want to do books, healing, or dry dragons, this is what you got.
I feel like the infantry is like 100% death rate. Like, what do you mean? I gotta put against these griffins. What? Like,
guaranteed fatality.
Yeah, like listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say the idea of the infantry
yeah, nah.
quadrant was well thought out by Miss Yaros.
Why are there no fucking old guys in this division? Oh, because they all got murdered by griffins. Like, what do you mean?
Immediately.
Like, yeah, just immediately. Like, absolutely not. Yeah, I guess if it's like insta death or 60% chance of death, I'll like.
I guess. But also, just be a healer.
No. Why have a healer when everybody's just gonna die anyway?
Listen. As As
I mean, like,
someone who mains healers in any RPG that I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, people, there's not a 100% fatality like for that. And this is just like, yeah,
I
you
don't
go
know.
here,
It
you won't
depends on
die.
who you play with, cause
And here is like you
Athena,
one hundo,
Athena
you're gonna
really be
die.
doing some stupid shit sometimes.
Yeah, at least with the healer card,
Damn.
maybe they won't instantly kill, taking you as like a prisoner of war or some shit. But like the infantry, oh yeah, I'm getting fucking put on a trophy pit. Like what?
Okay, anyways,
Okay, I'm so sorry. Please
No, no, no,
continue.
no, it's okay. Back to the book. So going back a little bit to back to the threshing. So or specifically back to like their parade. So they're like okay, in front of the dragons. The biggest like thing that happens during that is not like the vibe checking. It's that there's very specific types of dragons. So there are like 5 different colors. It's red, blue, orange, green, and black. Black is the rarest.
Mhm.
There's like only really 2 in existence, like right now. Um,
A night fury.
or there's only like 2 main ones. Uh, it's not really like confirmed if there's like any like uh other ones. There's like 2 known black dragon.
Uh huh.
Um, uh, because the dragons kind of like fuck off and keep to themselves. They have their own country.
Yeah.
um, so, um, what's fucking wild is one of the dragons that shows up to this like parading is a golden dragon, like a dragon with bright ass gold scales.
Damn.
That is extremely small and specifically has a feather tail.
You can absolutely be as controversial as you like.
Yes.
Argue with us, please.
Oh shit, we got some controversial takes.
I missed what we were talking about. Okay, yes, Dom, argue with me.
Argue with Myra or with Kameko specifically.
But anyways, so, in addition to the dragon's colors, they also have tails that are different. So there's like, so I think it's. Hold on, let me see.
Do the colors indicate different types of powers?
Sort of, yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I feel like
there's
this
club
book is so
tail,
complicated.
scorpion tail, dagger tail, sword tail, morning star tail,
Huh?
and feather tail. So it's basically the shape their tail takes.
Okay.
It gives them like different, like look, the club tail's like they have a big beefy end to their tail that they can hit people with.
Like
The,
a
the,
like
the
a
scorpion tail has poison.
like a Bumpy.
You said like
Yes.
a Bumby?
Bumpy, the dinosaur from that
Oh,
Jurassic
yes,
Park
Bumpy.
cartoon.
Yeah, Bumpy.
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 Bumpy lives, brother. That's all that matters.
I love that
lives,
dinosaur.
brother.
I love that dinosaur so much. Yeah, so like pretty much like all of the tails, like the only one that's like super out there is the feather tail. Like that's like they literally just have like feathers at the end of their tail.
What?
Be
So
simple.
they're like pretty much super docile. They don't really fuck around with anything. They don't even like show up to anything. It's very much made a point of like feather tails. You don't see those because it's like written off as like they're super docile. They don't like to be like they don't want riders because they don't want to fight.
Uh-huh.
Bitch, me too. The fuck? I just want to sleep.
So,
Like, I feel you.
yeah, so essentially, like this whole dragon in and of itself is like, what the fuck are you and what are you doing here? Because it's got bright golden scales, which is not a color that is known.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it also has a feather tail and is extremely small.
Mm-hmm.
It's like less than half the size of a normal dragon.
Yeah.
Um, I'd say like a fourth or a third the size of like a regular dragon. So everyone's like, yo, I hope that one don't choose me. Because that's like Violet's the weak link of the people, that's the weak link of the dragons.
Damn.
That's
Yeah,
what you
so-
think.
So pretty much, of course, Jack Barlow, we're coming back to him being a piece of shit during the threshing.
Can he just die already?
Don't worry, he does eventually, sort of. So so at the threshing, Violet basically is like, going over in her head like, okay, like I should try and go for like this colored dragon because they have this temperament. This is how I approach them. Blah blah blah. So she's trying to decide like which dragon she should try and go for.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hears Jack Barlow and his two like goons just be like, okay, we're gonna go kill the golden one. And she's like,
Bitch, the fuck?
God damn it. So then Violet, you know, relating to this dragon and being a good person, unlike Jack Barlow, is like, I'm not gonna let you kill a dragon
I don't-
because you're a fucking moron.
I'm sorry,
Like, first of all, you can't just kill the dragon. Like, that's not gonna fly.
We gotta pause for a second. What is his like possible rationale for killing this dragon? Like,
So his rationale is that this dragon is clearly, especially because it has a feather tail, and feather tails are known to not want to fight and be docile. So based on its size and the fact that it has a feather tail, he's like, this is dragon's the weak link. If it bonds with anyone, that person's basically as good as dead. Because the big thing with the bonding is, you will know you're bonded with a dragon when you can hear it's like they talk to you, because they talk to you in your brain. They don't talk out loud.
yeah.
And they only talk with their bonded rider. So it's essentially like, if this dragon decides to choose someone, they're stuck with that dragon and they're gonna die.
Okay, but like, he's obviously an asshole who doesn't care about anybody but himself. So why does he care? Just leave the dragon alone. Go find yourself a different dragon.
Listen, I also think he just probably wants to kill a dragon. I think.
I
I
think
don't
he's
know.
a fucking psycho.
Yeah, he thinks this man's is just a fucking psycho.
I mean, fair. I just. Sorry. Continue, please.
No, so basically, Violet says, "God damn it! Now I gotta go check the freaking dragon." So she kind of like parallels with them far enough that like they can't see her, and she catches up to like the dragon's just like in this fucking clear. It's really hard to miss this dragon. It's again bright ass golden in the sun. Like,
Yeah.
like there's a beacon. This is like me walking out on the beach, like reflective. So, she like sees the dragon. It's just sitting there. And Violet's like, fly away, like, shoo. Like, that, like, you know? And then Jack shows up with his posse and is like, oh, cool, we'll just kill both of you. And so, like, then a whole, like, fight thing, like, is obviously, like, starting. She turns to the dragon and is like, can you at least fight? And looks down at its feet. It's got paws, brother. Like, this dragon literally does not have, like,
It's got
dragon feet. This thing has fucking paws.
I
You're like,
love
"Oh,
this
I'm
dragon.
And
You're
she's
like, yeah,
like,
I'm dead.
oh my fucking god. And then, like, like, it's literally, like, Violet sitting there questioning, like, why did I fucking... Like I have to do it now. I'm stuck here now. But I just basically killed myself. And Zayden actually shows up. And the big thing with this is like the wing leaders can like are basically there just to like make sure nothing outside of the rules happens. And like also to like help report, you know, if someone gets fried or
I feel like
something.
it's gotta be a rule that you can't just kill a dragon. That's
And
gotta
so
be a rule.
It's not a written rule. It's yeah, go ahead, kill the dragon and see what the other dragons do.
That's
It's
fair.
kind of
That's fair.
like that's like kind of like the whole issue with what Jack is doing in the first place is like, what do you think the end game is here, homie? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So pretty much, Zayden's there, and Jack like points out like, you know, like you can't fucking do anything. And Violet actually like beats the shit out of them. Like she throws a couple daggers and perfectly aims at like major muscle and tendon things, so like Jack like can't use his like left fucking arm.
Amazing.
And like
Very
yeah,
Tylee.
yeah, super fucking cool. Like that's a, like one cool like super cool thing about Violet is like she has extreme like knowledge of anatomy, because like she literally says like, I've broken and torn every single part of my body, so I know every single part of the body.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm a healer, but
Yeah, yeah. Like she's like, I'm fragile and I'm using it to my advantage, like through knowledge, because
We
like
love it.
Violet's very much like a like huge like book smart nerd, that also is super deadly because of it. Like the
She knows
knowledge
the brittle bones
application
technique.
is chef's kiss. Yeah, but so they're fighting, and then Jack actually like the fucking dragon doesn't do shit, by the way. The fucking golden dragon just kind of
You
sits there
can't
and watches
expect
this.
him to do anything. He has paws.
He's like, what do you want me to do with
The
my little paws? I'm just a dragon. I have
He's
paws.
probably got little toe beans.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the rest of the.
Violet, can you help?
She's gotta go work a double at the Frito factory.
Violet's like, can you help? I have paws, Violet.
Yeah,
I
so
am
basically,
baby.
Jack is like a built dude, so he does end up overpowering Violet, and Zayden there's essentially there's like huge moment that happens where Zayden it literally is like Zayden cannot interfere, and like we'll have to watch like Jack kill Violet, because that's like definitely what's about to happen. But like he definitely almost steps forward, but then there's like huge shadow, and so like Violet thinks that it's Zayden, but then when she opens her eyes, there's just this fucking giant black dragon sitting next to her, and like he annihilates the fuck out of one of Jack's friends,
He should have
like
killed
with a
Jack.
fireball.
Fucking side guy gets murked.
Well, this is the fun thing. Jack runs away like a little bitch. He like runs back into the forest, like cursing at her, but also like crying like a baby.
I mean, I can't say that I blame him. I feel like if a large dragon killed one of my friends.
Yeah, and then the one guy that Violet did take down, that's like knocked the fuck out on the ground, it's definitely there's definitely a moment where it's like, you should kill him, and Violet's like, no, that puts me at their level and I don't want to do that. Like let him like, you know, wake up and be like, and realize that he didn't get bonded with a dragon.
Ooh, God is
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like that is a fate worse than death for that man.
Yeah, so pretty much like in this whole sequence, the dragon talks to her
Mhm.
and she's like, "Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the phone. I can hear you in my head. That means, oh my god." And like this dragon is like the biggest dragon
Oh.
that like she's ever fucking seen. Like
Mhm.
it is the second biggest dragon that is known. The only one bigger than him is owned by like the like head general, uh I think, if I
Damn.
recall right.
Do you know
Um
how like petty I would be if like my mom put me through all this shit and then I had a bigger dragon than her? I would be so petty about it.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so like this is like, so when I was reading this, I
You need more fish.
Well, I don't
um
like having a bunch of grown fish because then they eat the food and they don't need any experience points.
Okay, back to fourth wing.
back to fourth thing. So when I was reading this, I really thought that they were gonna go the route of, oh, little baby Violet's gonna get the like little tiny little dragon, and they both have things to overcome, and they both have things their like whatever to their advantage. And then
Oh.
it like 180, and I was like, oh, okay, okay. And then so again, this dragon's huge. Violet is very tiny, and she couldn't get up the gauntlet like last part without the use of a dagger. And the dragon like full on says like this dragon again. This is very very big. It bows its leg for her to easily climb up it, which is like a huge deal for dragons.
Mhm.
Like especially as one as big as this. Like you don't bow like to like help a human up you. Like that's like a holy shit. Like what are you doing, brother? Like you're better than this.
Yeah.
um so uh she goes up I mean like he like literally says like, I saw what you did to the gauntlet and I would rather not have a dagger.
Valid.
So like
So valid.
get up here before I change my mind. Also, this was not one of the dragons that had like agreed to bond with a rider. Um uh but like it doesn't actually matter, like it's cuz again the dragons actually make the rules
Right, of
in
course.
this world. The humans just think they do.
Stupid humans.
So
We live because we
so
allow it.
Violet is on the back of this dragon, and essentially they're flying and she fucking falls off, but he actually catches her. And the whole thing is supposed to be like, if you fall off the dragon, like that's it, you weren't meant to be a fucking dragon rider, bro.
Yeah.
But like she literally just does not have the strength, and so he actually uses his like a little bit of his magic to essentially like force shield her onto the back of him, which is like another step of like, homie, you are like king of the jungle here, and what are you doing for this little like caterpillar?
Listen, I
Yeah.
didn't want to see this turtle get run over, okay?
um, and so like he reveals his name is it's Tarn. It's Tarn for short. They call him Tarn. The full name.
Please don't say his name is Terrence the Dragon.
Terrence the Shrimp.
I wanted to make sure I got all the letters right. It's Tarnanoct.
Okay.
Alright.
What the fuck?
Um,
Keyboard smash. That's what that is.
Keyboards.
super super fantasy name. Anyways, so they fly back, and it is the most badass fucking moment where she lands with the biggest fucking dragon, and a black dragon at that, like in the middle of the field, and like all the other dragons are like, oh shit, it's Tarn. Oh, like everyone's like,
Wait, wait. Sorry, real quick, real quick. What happened to the gold dragon?
it flew back with them.
Okay.
But
Okay, I was like, he just fucked off. Or
He just disappeared. Like.
yeah, so they land, and the whole thing is like when you come back with the dragon, you walk over to like the I don't remember exactly. I think it's one of the generals, but her fucking mom is there also. Like that's an important. Her mom is fucking there, and like, and it's kind of like I think it's like all of like the main like general like military people
Mhm.
are there. So like the so she's supposed to like basically to prove that you bonded with the dragon. You like you come back with the dragon, and then you say like you know like this is my my name bonded with and then the dragon's name um and so she walks up there and um you know she's like feeling so fucking full of herself in the first place, but also like oh my god like it's like a simultaneous like I'm a fucking badass and also like oh my fucking god what have I done.
Uh-huh.
Like just like fully caught up in the what the fuck just happened. Uh and so she walks up there and says that she is bonded with Terranoct. And then she hears another fucking voice in her head.
Not me.
And it says Anne and Darnanon. And she looks back and this fucking gold dragon is
Your,
looking dead at her.
your mom lets you have two dragons?
And she's like yeah, and she's like and Darnanan. And
What
that's
the
like
fuck
chapter
are these names?
yeah, and that so like that's like chapter cut and it like the next thing is like she's getting treated with like for her wounds. Jack is also in this fucking healing tent.
Fuck
very
him.
pissed off. Very fucking pissed off. It's hilarious. And fucking essentially all of the generals are like arguing because it's like no you can't be like bonded to two dragons. And
Show me the rule. We're going airbud on this. Show me
Yeah.
the
Show me
rule.
yeah, literally it's like there is no rule for this. But like the argument is like it's like she can't ride both dragons.
Watch
at the
me.
same
Follow
time.
me.
Fucking watch me, bitch.
Well, like, and especially like the smaller dragon, like she literally like it is too small to hold her.
Ah,
He'll fly himself.
Like even her like small, like it cannot fly and fly with her.
Watch me.
So uh, essentially what happens is the dragons because let's be honest, like I said before, it is really up to the dragons.
right.
This
Like,
is
who's gonna tell the dragon no?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is like the first instance of them explicitly saying like the humans think they make the rules, the dragons really make the rules. So they go off to their what they call the Empyrean, which is like the dragon council. To like discuss if Andarna is allowed to bond to Violet, both because of like her herself, and also because Taryn has decided to bond with it. Like it's the like one situation, but also you know, can Violet have two dragons bonded?
If you take the double D.
And so during this time where the dragons are away, Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Dane and Xaden and Violet get into a whole fucking fight
Come on, everyone, join in. Dane
Because-
thumbs down.
because essentially Dane ends up again not fucking like he is literally like you bonded the like biggest dragon, but that's dangerous and you're gonna get hurt. Like it's now like the goalpost is moved.
Goalpost is moving quite rapidly.
And so Xaden comes into this conversation with like and basically said like it's like, how could you let this happen? and Dane's all pissed off at Zayden, and it's not really clear why at first, but I'll get to that. So but Zayden um basically points out, like, you're fucking lucky that I was there, because if I wasn't, she'd be fucking dead. And would you have broken the rules, Dane, to save your best friend? And Dane doesn't have fucking shit to say.
Ooh.
And Violet at this time is like, I understand, like, you can't break the rules, because she's still like young and naive at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I understand your bitch made, Dan.
Um like, because like she's thinking like, oh, it's not because he wouldn't, it's because like he can't.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, nah, fuck you. I'd break the rules to save my best friend.
Yeah.
Literally.
And if you wouldn't, you're not best friends.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't make the fucking rules. That's just facts.
Yeah, so essentially, it's like, during this whole fucking thing, Violet finds out that the reason that Taryn saved her ass and then bonded with her is because, and like how he like knew about the situation in the first place, is he is the mate of Zayden's dragon, Sigale.
Oh.
So essentially, it was like a Zayden to Sigale to Tarn. So now it's a whole like tenfold issue here, because Violet is now bonded to Zayden in many ways that are not good at like in her, like, her opinion. Like, there's a whole like the whole rule with the dragons is literally straight out of fucking I think it's Aragon. Where it's, if the rider dies, the dragon just like gets like extremely fucking like, because it's basically like you're severing like a magical link here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And especially like a very powerful, eventually, magical link. Like, you are soul bonded essentially. So if a rider dies, the dragon usually lives. Like, it is made explicitly clear in this story that Tarn, the last time his rider died, he almost died. So, and like the whole thing is like, with every bonding that a dragon does, it gets stronger. So it's implied and also like explicitly stated, pretty much, like, if Violet dies, Terrence dead as fuck. And it's also, if oh, and then if a dragon dies, its rider dies. So pretty much what has happened here is, if Violet dies, Tarn will die. His mate Sigale will die. Zayden will die. It is also implied that it might work the other way, but Sigale would be like much less likely to die if Zayden died than vice versa with Tarn and Violet. So essentially, they've just created a death ring.
Solid.
Because of Tarn and Sigale's choices.
I mean, let's be real, that whole college is a death ring. Like...
Yeah. Well, for sure. So, Sigale wanted to, said that Sigale's, like, a really big fan of, like, the small dragon. And so, like, that's why Tarn went to save, technically Violet, but more so, Indarna. So, yeah, so Dane's really fucking pissed about the situation because something Zayden's dangerous.
Eat a dick, Dane.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Zayden's had so many opportunities to kill Violet that Dane's kind of, like, obviously, like, arm's length this man because like there is very many reasons to kill you.
Sure.
But like he has very much been within his legal rights to do so and hasn't. And
Yeah.
in fact like helped her a lot. So it's like maybe maybe he's so bad, guys. Like maybe we got him wrong a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he might not be a good person still, but he's not out to kill Violet. um uh yeah, so but and then like also like Zayden now has like a in Violet's like surviving because he doesn't want to fucking die. And
Mhm.
then as they're like all standing there, like there's a whole thing. It's like a ceremony kind of thing where they all stand in front of their dragons. But then they pretty much get magically fucking burned on the back because their dragons mark them essentially with like a tattoo that resembles them.
Sure.
Violet's is really fucking cool, and if I had the balls to get an entire back tattoo, I would totally get it.
Do it.
It's basically like shoulder blade to shoulder blade, just a black dragon with a morning star tail, and it's a Night Fury, the image of the Night Fury that Hiccup draws, like where it's like top down. It's like that, and then in the middle is a golden dragon.
Mhm.
Cool as fuck tattoo, but I ain't getting that in a million fucking years because spine tattoos sign me the fuck out. I'm out of here, bro. And then on top of that, completely fucking filled in black. Absolutely not. I would rather kill myself than sit there in a fucking tattoo chair getting my entire shoulder blade to shoulder blade filled in by a tattoo gun. That sounds like death. But
Sindri would do it.
yeah, I really want to do it. If I wasn't just a little baby, I would do it. I do want to get a tiny version of it though, like because I have a plan for one shoulder blade. I might get it on the other shoulder. Just because like it is a cool design. I really like the design, and I like dragons because I'm homosexual. That's my homosexual thing. I chose dragonology
Fair.
as opposed to mythology or Egyptology or piratology.
Yeah, I definitely chose mythology.
Yeah, I mean, like your sexuality is determined by or your subset of gay is determined by which of those fucking pop-up books you picked
Yeah,
up
yeah,
as a
yeah.
child.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Absolutely.
Um,
But also pirate all like the thing is mythology 100%. Piratology,
LG,
you
yeah,
got me.
you fucking got me. Mermaids, you fucking got me.
100%.
oh, there was also wizardology. I forgot about that one.
You know what?
Oh,
Yeah.
And I guess there was like a few others too. Okay, sorry, we're getting off topic. We're getting off topic.
Back to fourth wing.
I definitely had piratology, but dragonology was obviously my favorite.
Of course.
But anyways, so yeah, so Dane like is like standing there with her and like looks at her tattoo and or like mark or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm gonna call it a tattoo. It's basically a tattoo. And like tells her what it looks like and
Do they not have mirrors in this world?
I think he shows her a mirror or whatever. Or no. He I think I can't remember if this is one of the instances where cuz Taryn can let Violet see through his eyes.
Ah, okay.
You know, Aragon. I don't think Rebecca Yarros has ever seen Aragon. That you know.
Oh.
Never seen it, never read it. Anyways. Yeah, so Dane fucking kisses Violet.
Dane thumbs down.
Dane
Dane
thumbs
thumbs
down. And like literally Violet is like, this is everything I've ever wanted. And now I realize I don't want it as it's happening. Fuck.
Yep.
And this synopsis actually puts it perfectly. I'm just gonna read it word for word. This is from bibliophile.com. Dane's been trying to protect her, but has never believed in her or encouraged her. Instead, Zayden begins to take an intense interest in protecting and training Violet, and he believes in her in a way that Dane does not. Yeah, like that's pretty much like the immediate difference that like we see in the two love interests is that Dane, like they're both trying to protect her, but like Dane is trying to protect her because he doesn't believe in her, whereas Zayden just sees like, oh, you just don't have these skills, and I know you can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I just posting replying compared to Haywire to Zayden sparring on the mat.
Damn.
he said Haywire when he is Zayden on mat max. To my fucking comment about how Haywire has been getting a little jacked working out. I got some nice arm muscles. Yeah, anyways,
Objectifying him like that.
listen, that's my piece of meat right there, you know.
Hey, Wire, how do you feel about that?
Oh, man.
Wire
anyways,
flexes in the distance.
so pretty much the issue that comes about immediately that Violet is made very aware. You're not safe because you're bonded with a dragon. And in fact, it's immediately afterwards, when you're not really super connected to the dragon still, is when you are the most in danger because pets.
You're starting to cut out again, Kameko.
Oh, God damn it. I really need to figure out why my... I wonder if it has something to do with the... USB connection, maybe. Or, you know, it could just be Discord. It could just be
It could
Discord.
just-
being
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yes, and especially because she has the strongest fucking dragon that can be bonded with. She is in immediate fucking danger. But she does have, like, the whole... You're one of the big rules is, like, you're not allowed to attack someone while they're sleeping. So, guess what fucking happened?
Of course.
Ow.
Rules are, in fact, made to be broken.
Yeah, so pretty much, like a bunch of unbonded cadets, break into Violet's room while she's sleeping. And, they're essentially trying to kill her because, the idea is if we kill Violet, we'll get the respect of her dragon and it'll bond with us instead.
I don't...
Which isn't exactly how it works, but, like...
Sir,
you know, it could.
It could if
You know,
the
I
dragon
fucking
weren't
try,
bonded
I
to her
guess.
specifically because she was trying to save another dragon. Maybe it could work.
Yeah, listen, yeah. So pretty much what happens is, so she's fighting them, like, she doesn't have, like, any armor on. She's in a very bad way. There's, like, 5 of them and 1 of her, and, she can hear Andarna and Tarn in her head as all this is happening. They're clearly not nearby, like, they're, like, on their way. But, like, it's very clear, like, not gonna be, like, it's gonna be too late. And then all of a sudden, like, Andarna is like, I don't remember exactly what she says, but she, does something. And time freezes.
What?
And it's pretty much like Zayden is like busting through the door, but like at the same time Violet is like knife to throat by like the main dude, and Darna freezes time. So Violet gets out and like runs away, and then and Darna can't like keep it up anymore, like except for like those 20 seconds. And everything starts again, and Zayden is like very momentarily confused, but then like shadow jutsu, whatever, just annihilate. It's literally like that. I'm not gonna be horny on man. I'm not gonna be horny on man. I'm not gonna be horny on man.
I'm not gonna be horny.
But it's literally like it's that fucking trope of like, who hurt you, and then she doesn't respond fast enough, and then he kills everyone in the fucking room.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so he like annihilates the fuck out of all of these people, and Violet's in like shock, but and then like Zayden like immediately like he like softens and is like, you know, checking her over and making sure like she's not like hurt at all. And Violet I'm fine, okay?
Are you?
Echo is auga on man.
um
Just get Haywire to come dump a pitcher of cold water on you. Bro.
Anyways, so so the big thing is, so Violet actually sees who opened her door because it's like locked. So like someone clearly like picked the lock or like had the keys or whatever. And so she sees who it is, but she's like, I don't believe what I just fucking saw. And then she tells Zayden, and Zayden's like,
was it her mom?
No. Zayden's like, oh, it's definitely, you know, like you like we're telling Dane. And then they tell Dane, and the reason they need to tell Dane is because it's literally Dane's little fucking bitch buddy that tried to rules lawyer her.
Oh, the one we're calling Amber?
Yeah, the one we're calling Amber, because I don't remember if that's her name. I'm trying to see if it says somewhere. It does not, I think.
She's not important.
Yeah, she's not important. Her name's like Amber or something. I don't know. She's described as like the person in Dane's ear that's like his like close friend and buddy, because they're both like rules lawyers. And
Ugh. Dane thumbs down.
Yeah, Dane thumbs down.
Dane thumbs down.
And yeah, so she doesn't fucking yeah. He doesn't fucking believe her, and Dane thumbs down. And so like after she almost fucking dies, Zayden assigns like his basically foster brother, Liam. Love Liam. Sweet baby boy.
Liam thumbs up.
Yeah, Liam, big thumbs up. I hate everything that happens to Liam. I'm gonna cry.
Damn.
So, essentially, like, Zayden and Liam were both like in the foster system. I think they were both, but like regardless, Liam was like fostered. And oh yes, it's because their parents were killed. That's like that. It was after that. So Liam is also a first year. He is like the strongest, like biggest dude of the first years, and he is the sweetest boy. Like he is like, if I could actually choose who Violet ends up with, it would be Liam, because Liam's actually exclusively green flags.
Amazing.
Yeah, so Liam and Zayden were both raised by loyalists, and Zayden trained him because Zayden's 2 years older. Um, and then pretty much what happens is there's a long a big thing about like Violet's signet is not manifesting. Like it is just not happening, and this is a problem because it is not well known exactly what happens, but essentially if you go like a month or so and you still haven't like had your signet manifest, or not your signet manifest, but like your or I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. She is not like bonded completely to her dragon. So like the like power flow that allows her signet to manifest has not like connected fully.
Mm-hmm.
And so she, I don't remember exactly what happens, but then Taryn and Darn are like, she's ready. And so that night she's like brushing her hair, and then all of a sudden she feels this wave of power, like that like literally makes her collapse to the fucking floor. And it's like,
Damn, you could have warned me.
It's very orgasm like, if I may be honest. I don't actually love the scripting, the description stuff here. It's it's like, whoa there, bro. But it does also kind of make sense because when this happens, Violet suddenly feels just a like gripping lust. Like she's like, I need to beg.
Sure.
Like, and like
Just
she
like in
opens-
general or for a specific person?
Well, so she like fully realizes this because like she opens, because Liam comes and checks on her. And like she opens the door and is like, I'm gonna like climb this man like a tree.
Sure.
Like that's the brain point she's at. And of course I'm like, do it.
Do
Like,
it.
this is the best like male character we have
The
seen.
best option you've got.
Like one that's fucking gay. um so she's like, I gotta just fucking get out of here. And it's like snowing during this time, so she's like, I feel warm, I feel hot, I need to get away from this man or I'm going to climb him like a tree. So she rushes outside and she's like just like standing in the snow against the wall. And who's there? Fucking Zayden.
Of course.
The worst fucking person she could run into at this point. And he lets her know, like he immediately knows what's going on. Like he can like tell like she's obviously like the floodgates are open for like Terrence's power, and he's out
And the
there
floodgates are
essentially
open.
smoking dragon weed.
Dragon weed.
Like it's literally like, described as like fantasy weed drug.
I don't know why, but the way you said that made me just like in my head, dragon tails, dragon
Yeah.
tails.
Dragon weed. Yeah, so essentially like it's like they literally say like, you're not supposed to have that, and they're like, I'm not supposed to have it if I get caught with it. You know,
Like it's only
but,
illegal
like,
if
he's
you
like-
get caught.
Yeah. So Zayden like explains like essentially what's going on is Taryn and Sigale are fucking.
Sure.
And because they are so, like, you know, they are both two powerful dragons in a very heated moment, and they are so bonded with their riders, and it, like, for Zayden, it's more so just, like, a powerful connection. For Violet, it is she doesn't have any way to block Taryn out.
Mm-hmm.
So like all of his emotions are like currently her emotions pretty much, or influencing her emotions. And so Zayden uh essentially like like tells her like how to create a mental shield.
Mm-hmm.
And she like he explains like how to do it, and she fucking gets it like that. And he is so impressed with it. Like it literally is like this moment where he's like, holy shit, this girl is fucking hot. Like that was really fucking hot how she just like got it.
Damn, she's smart. I gotta bang her.
Like, yeah, it's like she's smart and definitely powerful. Like, uh-oh. And then uh yeah, so she like blocks out like does like a mental block. She imagines the vault doors of the scribe college, or
Mm.
the scribe quarter. And like that's her like mental shield. When the vault door is closed, Taryn is blocked out. And so like she does it again, she does it just like that. And uh like they both have like this like moment where it's like, oh my god, like it took me like 2 fucking years to be able to master that like that, and you just fucking did it. You're so amazing. And Violet's sitting there like, this is really nice, I like this complimenting. What the fuck is happening? And then they're looking at each other, and they have that moment where they're like looking like the doing like the looking at the lips thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like licking the lips thing. And then Zayden like backs off and is like, no, no. And they're like, no, we shouldn't be. It would be it would be horrible. And they're like, yeah, you know
Damn.
that, yeah. So what are we thinking? Like, that'd be so stupid. Like, if we did that, like, that would be so stupid. And then Zayden says, fuck it. And then they go into a hot fucking kiss. And then like literally he like lifts her up, and like she's like straddling him, and they're like against the wall, and they're making the fuck out. And Violet describes like they're like literally like a lightning strike and shit. And then like that's how fucking electrifying this kiss is. And then Zayden like gasps and like pulls away from her, and is like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, I'm still like, just go back to your room. Like before, just go back to your room. And she's like, okay, and then like runs away. And that like, and so like this point, I'm like, come on, even the dragons are fucking like, come on now. um, so yeah, like it's literally like a fucking finally, and then they don't.
Yeah.
So pretty much this like begins like a whole thing of like this was a mistake, but oh no, what are these feelings? Thing
Sure.
between like, you know, love triangle, young adult shit.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, like plot wise, they start this thing called the squad battle, where essentially they like the different squads compete against one another, and whoever wins at the end is declared like the like Iron Squad or something. I think is what it is.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter. They get like a special patch that says like, hey, we're the best.
Yeah.
So they win the first round of these squad battle things, and then their prize is they actually get to go on a trip to an outpost to learn from experienced dragon riders, which happens to be where Mira is actually stationed. Which becomes a whole fucking issue, because Taryn and Sigale, as a mated pair, cannot be away from each other for like more than like it's like the max in both the books is like 3 fucking days.
Damn.
So Zayden
Talk
ends
about
up show-
codependent.
yeah, Zayden ends up showing up because Sigale has to go to Taryn. Yeah, so Mira gets super fucking pissed off at this, and they actually end up there. A attack actually happens from like griffins, and there's this like really like weird line where they say like that the other side seems to have dragons, and um they're like that's so weird and confusing, but they all get out. Mira ends up being fine. There's like a whole like tense section where Violet's like sitting in front of like the like general's office, or like the war battle general whatever teacher
Mm-hmm.
office, and like it's just like waiting to make sure like the death like for the death list from the battle, like Mira's name's on not on it. It's not. She's fine. Um, we very quickly skip to the next like war game squad battle thing. This whole time Violet has not manifested her signet, and she's just basically, and this is what I was trying to say earlier. I had a little bit confused. So the signet specifically is like if you like the time between like like fully bonding with your dragon and like getting that power like flow from them to manifesting your signet, if that lasts too long, it's basically implied you spontaneously combust,
Okay.
because like the power just explodes out of you.
Sure.
So the next part of the war games is essentially like a capture the flag kind of thing.
Mhm.
So Liam actually almost fucking dies. He gets like shot off his dragon and is falling, but and Darna uses her time freezing powers to stop him, and then that allows her and Taryn to like save him, like by getting them like that little bit ahead, to like get there fast enough. Which Zayden really fucking notices. But like we're pretending we don't notice for a little bit.
Sure.
And then she gets super fucking pissed because Liam almost died because of Jack fucking Barlow, because that's who they're fucking fighting against.
Kill him.
Is his squad, and she fucking flies towards this mountain that he's standing on with Taryn and calls down fucking lightning from the sky and explodes the fuck out of that mountain, and Jack Barlow dead.
Beautiful. Amazing.
And then this is the first time, so like, you know, immediately cut to, this is the first time Violet's killed someone. They land, Taryn actually covers her with his wings, and she throws the fuck up a bunch. Like, especially because she just unleashed like a ton of fucking power. So she, like, Dane basically like just starts being like, oh, like it's like consoling her, it's okay, and then Zayden comes in here and like essentially like kicks Dane aside and is like, shut the fuck up, Dane. Violet, get yourself to fucking together. Like, don't let them see you weak. You're gonna have to do this more times, so get your fucking shit together. And which obviously is like neither of them did a good job here.
Yeah.
like
Bad
Dane
all
should
around.
yeah, like Dane being like, it's okay, you don't ever have to do that again. No, you do. But Zayden's just like saying like, get your fucking shit together. You know, maybe you know.
We're coming on a little strong, just like a little bit.
So we cut to Violet is like throwing daggers at the training dummy in her room, and Zayden comes in, and essentially they have like a whole fucking thing where she's like, you were really fucking rude to me, and I'm really fucking tired of this, like, you not being able to accept your feelings thing, because like clearly you have feelings. And he's like, no, I don't. And she's like, then like because like essentially he's like, we could just fuck around, you know, if that's what you like, if that's what you need, like, if there no feelings. And she's like, no, we're not doing this. I have feelings, you have feelings, I knew you have fucking feelings, stop lying to me. And then eventually he's like, I do, and they bang. And it's super fucking hot because she can't control her signet. So they're just like every time she, climaxes,
Uh-huh.
uh lightning strike, and he uses his fucking shadow powers to like prevent like destruction
Mm-hmm.
and like protect her from like any destruction she's causing, because like she like blows up her dresser
Solid.
with a fucking bolt of lightning.
Can you imagine, like, being, like, every time you orgasm just destroying your room? Like, that would get so
Ball lightning.
expensive.
I mean, if you have hot enough sex.
No, because I don't mean the bed, right? If you like break your
That's when
bed.
that's when you
Breaking
go
the
to the
bed.
special room, the special
Okay.
boom boom room made for this.
um but anyway,
Seen
so
on
yeah,
Twilight with
essentially,
Edward Break. Dragon Twilight.
yeah, essentially, it's actually a pretty decently written, like compared to other ones that I've seen. It's actually pretty like human.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of like, because um uh like at one point, I think this is the scene where he says like fucking desk and then like moves her to the bed from the desk.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's a lot of like very human interaction in this like scene. It's not like fucking ravenous monster sex.
Yeah.
like it actually, like, I was reading and I was like, yeah, like, like if you have like in a normal like real life sexual uh instances, it is not usually like you're staring at each other and then you just go at it and it's so, like you're like
Yeah.
animals. It's like there's a lot of like, you might say something like funny or whatever, and or like,
Whoa,
like
wait, you talk?
what
Only if I'm not being paid
was
by
that the
HBO.
actual?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, it's a very like actual like realistic like sex scene, which is very refreshing in this fucking genre.
Yeah.
Like when they're done with. Oh, it's also like super fucking explicitly said that they have magical contraceptive. Uh,
Okay,
Oh,
which
sure.
which just made me very angry. Like it's not like explicitly said, like if it's like a pill or something like that, but it's literally like, because like the whole thing is like everyone be banging in the Rider Quadrant, because
Sure.
the whole idea is like you could die any second, so you might as well bang whoever you want,
Yeah.
because like how else are you gonna spend your time before you die?
Yeah, sure.
So like it's like, yeah, they don't want a bunch of little baby riders running around. So everyone takes this fucking contraceptive. And I read that and I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why can't I have this?
like, hey, bro, good to go for
Like,
today.
because
Hold
it's
on, bro.
explicitly said it, like it's both of them are taking it. So it's for men and women. Like
Mhm.
it is for anyone to take.
You
So
know,
it's
but
like,
before you
that's
leave,
Can
like,
you
fucking
can
imagine
you
a
dangerous.
world with male birth control?
Oh my god. But
your bro dragon
anyways,
bot is about to leave. You're like, here's your dragon birth control, bro. You're like, thanks, bro.
yeah,
Thanks, bro.
anyways, but like again, like I was saying, it's very human interaction. Once like the sex part is done, they're like lying there and Violet looks over at the dresser that's exploded and is like, did I do this? Like,
Did I do that?
yeah, and then and like they kind of like laugh about it and stuff, and then
See, okay, so to Haywire's point, I do think that this is better than Edward. I guess Edward did own that bed, but like at least she's destroying her own stuff. Cause I feel like
Bro, what the hell did I miss?
if I brought a man home and he
Oh.
broke my furniture, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, what?
Depends on what it
Um,
is.
By the way, door is locked.
Door is
um,
locked.
yeah. So, the next like parts of this book until the last war game are kind of not important because it's essentially just Zayden going back and forth on like whether this was just her working off steam or if he actually has feelings, and like this is like just like the major part of like Violet being like, you have feelings for me, and him being like, no, I don't.
Bish.
And then there's this like on the anniversary of the end of the rebellion, they have a whole party, like the whole um like the fucking king comes. Um and so she goes to this party, and uh it's not really important. The king's a dumbass like puppet pretty much. Um Everyone's super racist against the marked ones, and it becomes very apparent because Liam is with Violet, like, you know, not like, because at this point it's like Liam is Violet's friend, and like on top of being her protector, or like personal bodyguard, really. But then she kind of like, so Violet doesn't want to be there anyways because she is not the like wear a dress and parade in front of people kind of girl. So she's also like realizing like, oh
She's
shit,
not like other
like,
girls.
well, yeah, well, like, you know, like, so she realizes like, oh shit, for like Zayden, this is pretty much like the anniversary of his dad's fucking death, and like for her. So, and then for her, it's the anniversary of her brother's death. So she's like, we're celebrating when, like, you know, not only did my brother die for this shit, but also like all these people's parents died, and like she like at this point still is like the rebellion was bad, and like those people were evil, but like, you know, she also has enough of a conscience to be like, all of these children, literal children, lost their parents.
Yeah.
And like I know how it feels to like lose my brother, so I can only imagine. So she actually goes to find Zayden, and he finds she finds two of his like friends like guarding the parapet, and she's like, I'm gonna pass, or you're gonna let me pass, or I'm gonna fucking make you. And so they're like, say less, queen. like they can't really fight with her because if anything happens to her, Zayden could die, or
Yeah.
at the like, you know, if anything happens to her, Zayden's gonna fucking beat some ass. Like, so she like walks out onto the parapet in this fucking like fancy ass like skirt dress thing, and like heels. And
As you
he's
do.
like, he of course is like, what the fuck are you doing? Turn back, you are going to kill yourself, you dumbass. And she's basically like, no, I'm not gonna, like basically puts up this whole fight of, I'm not fucking going anywhere until you talk to me and until you admit you have feelings for me, Zayden. Like full names his ass, fucking Zayden Riorzens him. And
Kingdom Hearts character
His
and
name
my
just
name.
gets funnier and funnier.
and then he basically like he pretty much like admits like that he is just scared. You know, it's the classic, I have trauma, so I don't know how to love people, or really I don't know how to let people love me.
I mean,
And you know, being
fair.
relatable. And so cuz like essentially like his whole thing is like, you don't like, he doesn't believe that she loves him. Like he thinks that she is like in this delusion,
Okay.
and is like worried that like who he is like truly she doesn't want. like she's like pretty much delusional about like who he is, and she's like, no, I know who you are, like fuck you, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
And so finally like he relents, and like the other two have like fucked off because they're like, you know, whatever. But like they're like, okay, like clearly our job here is done. But she leads him back to his room, and they destroy his room.
Sure.
And that is the second sex scene in the book, of two. But uh um yeah, so basically Zayden's done like fighting his feelings, and uh yay.
Yay.
So pretty much like super early in the morning, um they're like still banging, kind of like they're going for round two.
Gross.
And they get a knock on the door, and Zayden literally is like, fuck off. And it's like his friend, I don't remember his name or off the top of my head, but like it's like his second in command guy. It is like, I know I know Sorngale's in there with you. Both of you need to come out right now, we're being attacked.
Oh, damn.
And of course, so they're like pulling on their fucking pants and shit. Violet ends up with his wing leader jacket, which is like a huge like Rhiannon, who
Oh my god, the
is
boyfriend
definitely,
jacket.
yeah, Rhiannon, who is definitely part of this story, more than I've let it seem. Um, she like notices and is like, "Hello, what were
Like,
you doing?
what?
What were you doing there?" Big like
Hate
high
it here.
five energy, like if they weren't in the middle of being attacked. But then they're not being attacked. This is the last war game. Haha, gotcha, fooled you.
Kill.
And so, um, they are basically all like gonna be on like this huge mission. That like each squad is gonna take a outpost across the kingdom, and then like you'll get further instructions there, is what they're told. But like it's like implied sort of that it's gonna be like a protect the kingdom kind of like mock thing. And Zayden, pretty much like all of the squad leaders and wing leaders get a outpost, and then they choose who amongst their like wing they will go there with them. So Zayden specifically is assigned to Eighth Bane, which is actually right outside of the protective wards, which, you know, is immediate like red flag. But he's like, I'm gonna bring like people I trust, which is like a bunch of his friends, and then Violet and Liam.
Right.
And then
I mean, he kind of has to take Violet. We've already gone over this. Their dragons
like,
can't be away from each other.
yeah, like Liam's his foster brother. Violet is, you know, his like he has a very vested interest in multiple ways. So they go there, and they stop for water like at this little pond right outside of Eighth Bane. Like it's like 10 minutes outside of the outpost, in terms of dragonflight, so it's like a little bit of ways, but Zayden and Violet go off to like make out.
Of course.
Because they can't keep their fucking hands off each other, because they, to be fair, they were interrupted. But they interact, like they get fucking caught by, like, some people come out from behind, like, these boulders that they're in, and it's fucking Griffin Riders. And they clearly know Zayden. And so basically Violet makes the realization that Zayden has been doing something secretly with these Griffin Riders. Like that, like he's been sneaking off like this whole thing, and he said like he keeps saying like it's classified or whatever. And Violet like just, you know, trusts him because yes.
Yeah.
Mostly because of like that first interaction and because he didn't kill her ever. You know, little suspicious, but whatever.
Sure.
Little controversial. So but basically she realizes that she is the only non-marked one there. And is like, oh my god, all of you are traitors. Don't fucking touch me, Zayden. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Zayden tries to tell her, like, the why. And it becomes very quickly apparent, like, the actual why. Because Violet's like, fuck off. Like, I don't want, you know, to, like, talk to you. You're a traitor. Let's just fucking do this mission. Like, isn't gonna... I think it's made clear, like, she's not gonna tell anyone, really.
Yeah.
But she's fucking pissed. Because, like, she trusted Zayden, and, you know, he's basically a traitor to their kingdom. And, like, even if he explains, like, and it's a good reason, she's like, I don't fucking trust you. I know what that is.
Shut the fuck up.
That means you've been explaining this book for 2.5 hours. Come back, go.
Shut up.
I
Well, you know, it was supposed
said
to be a
short synopsis.
Hello? Uh-oh, no.
Are you
My
good?
headphones got disconnected. Okay, there we go.
I'll say synopsis.
It was supposed to be synopsis then discussion, but it's been kind of both at the same time, in my defense.
That's fair. You know what? I'll admit I've interrupted a couple of times.
We have interjected. That's fair.
So, they go to the outpost. It's abandoned, and they're like, "Oh, is this part of the game? That's really weird that they would abandon an outpost that is like kind of fucking important, being on like just outside the wards and stuff." And like this is like one of our main outposts. Like, what's going on? And they find a note from. I haven't mentioned him yet because he's not really that important. But Dane's dad, who is like second in command to her mom, and who is like, you know, like literally like is described as like childhood best friend's parent. Like, you know, like they're super cool. But basically what happened is Dane used his signet power to figure out that like he used it on Violet to find out that Zayden was meeting literally doing treason, like by their rules. And he told his his dad was like, I'm pretty sure Zayden's doing this, and Violet's in with it. And Dane was like, no, that can't be. So Dane secretly read Violet's memories.
Okay.
And
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We gotta
stop.
Because
hold on. Let me
go ahead.
We can't
Finish,
talk about this
finish,
because this
finish.
is super fucked up. So Dane uses his signet power to read Violet's memories.
Dane super thumbs down.
Yeah, sees that his dad was right, tells his dad, and then basically his dad sends them, like, the marked ones to die.
Okay. So, here's the thing. When you guys had your discussion in the Discord, and I, of course, was reading all of it, but not super participating because I haven't read the book, so I didn't really know, you know, whatever. I was unaware that Dane came about the information in this way. I thought he just like saw them.
Me
right?
too.
No, that's why it's fucked up.
The
Dane
fact that
literally
he
fucking
read her
violated
mind
Violet.
Yeah, like that's
without her consent, that is
fuck, dude. Nah.
absolutely Dane thumbs down.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know.
There's zero redemption for that, brother. Zero. None.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
that.
Unacceptable.
so like this is supposed to be like the best friend. So like literally what happened is like he didn't believe his dad, but really didn't actually believe Violet. Like that's
Yeah.
really what happened.
Yeah,
Like
like
it is explained. It is literally explained as like, no, I was trying to prove my dad wrong. It's like, brother, why didn't you just fucking trust your best friend? Like, why didn't you just trust her at her fucking word? Why did
Right.
you violate her?
Like, clearly you weren't just trying to prove your dad wrong, because if that was the case, you could have asked her about it
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and talked to her about it. But no, you chose to invade her mind without her consent.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, and then mind you, so it is claimed later on, like next book later on, that
Uh-huh.
he didn't know that they were being sent to die. Like Dane didn't know like that was the plan.
I don't give a
okay.
shit.
Who cares?
Okay, so hold on. Let me finish this full statement. So he didn't know exactly what was going to happen. He knew something was going to happen, and very likely that they like the marked ones were going to die. But when Xaden picks Violet to go with them, Dane is opposed to that, and Xaden says like Violet is coming with me because I can protect her, and like she needs to be with me. We are like unfortunately bonded in that way. Like fuck off, Dane.
Right.
And
Hmm.
Dane looks at Violet and says goodbye.
Okay.
So you cannot sit here and tell me that Dane didn't know that Violet was in fucking danger.
Here's my
like,
thing.
At that point, like, listen. I totally can, like, at least understand a little bit if Dane actually, in the fucking. Because I'm about to say the big reveal of this book. Because it happens at the very fucking end. Like, what actually is going on.
Mhm.
Like the rebellion and like what like the actual truth of everything. So uh Dane definitely was ignorant of what like why Xaden was doing the like quote unquote treasonous things in the first place.
Yeah.
But he clearly knew something was going to happen to them. And whether you believe like someone is like being a traitor or not, if you think your best friend who you so much care about allegedly is about to go off with these people who very like literally committed treason, the crime for treason or the punishment for treason is insta death of like all of the marked ones. Tell me why Dane just lets Violet go. Doesn't say a damn word. Like, if I was Dane and I truly like believed everything in his position and I thought like Violet going off with them, like it's like very much like Dane's like sad because he can't convince Violet. Brother, he doesn't fucking try. Like he doesn't like pull Violet aside and say like I did this and like this happened and
Okay.
they're doing this, my dad said this. And like there is no communication about any of this between Dane and Violet, which what like again, like you guys said, like Dane could have just fucking asked Violet
Yeah.
like what the fuck was going on. But like the problem is throughout this entire book, Dane proves himself to not be a trustworthy person. Literally, he does not believe her when she says that it was like his like fucking second year friend, like his like second in command or whatever she was, Amber bitch. Dane doesn't fucking believe her.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. We've all kind of talked. I feel like you and I, like Haywire and Sindri, have had the discussion of like redemption in like light of he turned people into a government that kills people right? That's one thing, right? Because that's a separate issue. You used a power that you have to read a person's mind without their knowledge or consent,
Mhm.
who is a person who is supposedly your best friend.
Someone you care about, like the
I
fuck?
that's to me that's unforgivable. Like that is a violation that like I could never forgive that.
Yeah, no.
Like what what
And then
what
to
part
then
of
like
your brain was like, hey, you know what? It'll be absolutely fine if I just read my best friend's mind without her knowing.
like you clearly never trusted her, so clearly you're not like that's not a friend. Like not even just bare minimum friend. Like if you can't trust someone that you supposedly care about, then like what the fuck are we doing here? And then like, going to like what Kameko was saying, is like you don't even try. Like you clearly never cared. Like
Yeah.
all of this was just to suit your fucking needs. And then at that point, like you've clearly shown me the type of person you are, then therefore there's zero fucking redemption for you, bro. Like you don't even fucking try to be like, oh, I'm sorry about this, like, and all this stuff. And like then at that point, like if you're showing fucking growth, brother, okay, fine, maybe, right? And to each their own, and maybe. But I still wouldn't, but like at that point you're actively trying, right? Like, bro, you're not even gonna fucking try. Like, you're gonna tell me like you're my best friend and everything, and then you're just gonna, I bye, go fucking die. Like, the
It's just
fuck?
also like
Like, fuck you, man. Big fucking thumbs down. Like, fuck that,
and
man.
you have like broken that trust. Like I don't think that there's any way for Violet to ever trust Dane again.
Yeah, no.
Like if she finds out, like if she knows, if she ever finds out, I don't know if she finds out that he did this. If she ever finds out that he read her mind, like there's going to be no trust between the two of them ever again. So like I don't like I understand as like an outside person, like clearly you're not her friend for real, but I personally I just don't understand how you can convince yourself that you're friends with someone and then treat them that way.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Dane thumbs down.
Dane,
Oh.
thumbs down.
But moving on to the end of the book,
Yeah.
pretty much what ends up being revealed is
Mhm.
there's been like this overarching like sprinkles of Violet used to read this book as a kid, or like really her dad read it to her, and then like it's like a comfort story for her about wyverns and stuff, and like these things called venin that like suck up the power from like the world essentially, instead of like bonding with a
Okay.
dragon and getting like essentially it's a very much like the whole thing is like about balance, where it's like, with the dragon it's balance because like you are bonded together, whereas what the venom do is they take but they don't give, so it corrupts them. So all of that actually is true and not myth. And what has happened is essentially the actual reason that the wards were created was to basically, they essentially said, fuck everyone else. We are protecting ourselves. And now the Griffin Flyers are essentially left to deal with the Wyvern and the Venom by themselves. And so that's why they're attacking Nevere. It's because they need the materials to be able to fight off the venom, which specifically the material that powers the wards is what kills venom. Like that's why the wards work in the first place.
Gotcha.
It's very yada yada until the second book, because at the time, basically why this talked about is because there are venom and wyvern a city right outside Eighth Bane. And essentially, what the note from Dane's bitch ass dad says is you either prove yourself traitors and save that village, or you go to your actual assignment of like this location, and like, you know, probably by the time you get this, you'll make it just in time. So we'll know which one you choose. Um, so essentially, like pretty much all of them are good people. So
So they're traitors. You're a traitor because you care about human life.
You damn
yeah,
dirty
yeah,
traitor.
yeah, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, they're traitors because they care about people outside of Navarre. Yep. Um, so yeah, essentially, like the Venin are described as like their souls are corrupted by channeling dark magic from the earth to perform magic and conjure wyverns. The wyverns aren't like dragons or griffins; they like are like magical creatures that are created by magic. Um, and they kind of like drain the life force from like when they like channel from the earth, they're like really draining like the energy and life and magic out of everything around them. Um, and so, yeah, pretty much like while Navarre's been safe inside the wards, this shit's been happening. So yeah, again, all of them agree. Like the Griffin Riders come back. Like they actually like meet them in the outpost, and they're like basically all of them are like, we're gonna say we're like fuck Navarre. Clearly, they're lying to us. We're gonna try and save that. It's actually technically a trading post, not like a village, but regardless, it's whatever. Um, so this is like this is definitely one of the parts of the book where it's like you cannot put this fucking down. Like as soon as you hit like this chapter, it's like I can't fucking stop reading this because it's like one thing after fucking another. It's very action packed.
Yeah.
So Zayden specifically gives Violet a couple daggers that are able to kill the venin. And then because like her normal daggers will not kill the venin. They have to be like killed by the ward magic imbued into the metal or whatever. Again, it's more explained in the second book.
Yeah.
But a couple of the Griffin Riders are killed in this battle, but the most heart-wrenching is as like it is like a desperate fight to help him, but unfortunately Liam's
Don't say it.
dragon
God
is
damn it.
killed. Yeah, Liam's
Didn't
dragon
you
You
is
were gonna say that.
killed.
Sorry, did you
And
didn't you
it's
say
like
earlier that he's gay?
no.
Oh, okay. I don't know why
No,
I
that's
thought you
the
said that.
no. Violet's other friend, I think it's Sawyer. I think is his name, something like that.
I was about to be like, if
like
if they're burying their gays in this book, I gotta check out.
No.
Like
No. That guy is like living his best life. Like he gets to bang like what he considers to be like peak bang. Like I mean,
You
at
know what?
least
Good for him.
good for him.
yeah, like he literally like they have a conversation like when after Zayden and Violet bang the first time, he's like, "Damn, I wish that were me." Like you lucky bitch. I'd
You know
like a
what?
piece of that.
Fair.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, I fucking love him. But
They got Liam. He was just a boy.
anyways, yeah, so Liam's dragon dies and it's the most heart-wrenching fucking scene. Like cuz like the violence in this book is like the sex is well described. The violence is also fucking well described. Like every time Violet breaks a bone, it is very well described. And like so like the injuries of Liam's dragon is extremely detailed, and the
Damn, I don't need that.
and like Violet is like holding Liam, and like bro, I cried so hard. She's like, like, thank you for being my shadow. Like, thank you for being my friend.
Aw.
And he fucking dies. And it's like, no!
A dragon porn book should not make me cry.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
Don't feel so
Bruh.
good, Mr. Stark.
Um, yeah, so,
God damn it.
pretty much,
Rude.
like, um, during the, like, the battle before and after this, Violet realizes that her lightning strikes can kill the wyvern and the venom.
Hmm.
So, and then when the, because it's magic, so like
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of how it's like
Magic,
Makes
yada
sense.
yada.
magic, Jackie.
Like, you know, you can kill the magic beings with big powerful magic.
Yeah.
So she lightning strikes the venom. Then once the venom dies, all the wyvern that it conjured also die.
Okay.
So there's like tons of fucking wyvern, but only a few venom. So she actually has like a whole fight on the back of Tarn against a venom, and she unfortunately gets like stabbed with the poison dagger. But she ends up killing the venom, but she is like, you know, she's poisoned. Like,
Damn,
she's
she
dying.
dies too?
No, yeah.
Damn.
No.
That's it, that's the book.
That's it. That's it.
No,
The whole
but,
series is over.
Yeah, so pretty much they like fend off the venom. There's like one or two that gets away, but they kill like a handful of them. And then uh
Lucas.
the like ending of the book is she's like in and out of consciousness, and Xaden is saying like, you know, pretty much they're like, she's fucked. Like, she is hella fucked. Because they are nowhere near any menders or healers or anything that can save her. And also, like, on top of that, they're traitors right now.
Yeah.
Like, they chose the traitor option. So Xaden goes like, I know where we can bring her, and the rest of them are like, is that safe? I don't know about that. And then Violet, the last chapter is actually from Xaden's perspective after being from Violet's. Because the whole book is in first person, which is very weird. It's much more common to be third person for
Yeah.
like general fiction novels. But it's a really good written first person. Like, it's not, because like a lot of people that write in first person, they write like they're writing in third person.
Yeah.
Like, it's very impersonal. But this, like, what really hooked me onto this book, I was like, immediately, it was very much like train of thought. Like it was basically like you're reading Violet's train of thought, not just like the actions that are being taken.
Yeah.
Like, she, like, the way it's written, like the sentence structure and like punctuation and the like different things that are used very much convey like an actual like natural train of thought, as opposed to just like, and then this happened and then I did this and blah blah blah. So it's a very jarring, it's now from Xaden's perspective, and Xaden is watching over Violet, who is like mended, like, but asleep in this bed. And they are actually in the capital city of the rebellion, which was said to have been burned to the ground. Clearly not. Clearly there are a lot of secrets that the rebellion has been secretly hiding. Such as like giving weapons to the Griffin Riders and stuff. So, because essentially, like, it's just like the Venom, regardless of what Navarre does, like, they're gonna eventually get to Navarre. So it's like, if we all work together to stop them,
Right.
like, then it'll be fine, you know? But Navarre wants to be fucking stupid and thinks they can just run away from their problem. But like, as of like, the rebellion people are like, or we could, you know, save everyone and work together and not let innocent people die in the hopes that we can keep these wards up, which wards are definitely failing brother, but okay.
No, fuck everyone
Um,
else.
Yeah, but anyway, so Violet wakes up and like there's this whole this is the worst part of the second book, honestly, is like this beginning of and this is the beginning of it, is now we're like Zayden didn't trust me enough to have like give me this information. It's like Violet, Dane literally mine and almost got all of you killed. What do you mean? Like basically Violet's being unreasonable, but Zayden's not really fucking helping because they
Okay,
start
wait.
playing.
Sorry, real quick. So you finished Fourth Wing, right? Like, we're done describing Fourth Wing?
Well, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. Yeah, that's more Iron Flame discussion.
Okay.
But yeah. So pretty much like the point I'm trying to make is they start this whole thing where Violet's like, I don't fucking touch me. Like I don't want anything to do with you right now. Because like you didn't trust me and I almost died. And then essentially Zayden is like, I will like make this you if it kills me. Kind of thing. And then someone's knocking on the door and like, you know, he's like he just basically tells Violet like, I know he's not gonna like not come marching in here. And person busts open the door and is like, welcome to the rebellion, sister. And it's fucking Brennan, her allegedly dead brother.
Solid, solid.
And that is where the book ends.
Amazing.
Welcome, sister.
I love it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so essentially Brennan's not dead. What actually happened is he found out cuz like the whole story that they were told is the one of like the main rebellion people after Brennan died tried to save him because he had like he was like super fucking powerful. He had healing powers. And he basically believed that he could bring Brennan back to life. They were all told that it didn't work and he just killed himself because he burnt out. Because essentially, like, if you use too much of your power, you remember the spontaneous combusting thing?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that again.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Like you can't fucking win in this universe, bro.
Yeah, you just
there's no
you're
fucking winning.
no matter
Everything
what, you're
is
destined
awful.
to combust.
Major dystopia. Yeah, so like if you use too much of your power, you fucking kill yourself. So it actually worked and Brennan was brought back to life. And basically Brennan was like, "Oh shit, I am very misinformed and ignorant," and joined the rebellion.
Okay.
Obviously, this ends up causing major issues because they've mourned his death for 5 fucking years. But yeah, that's all Iron Flame stuff, and I've been it's taken 3 hours to talk about Fourth Wing.
Yeah. So.
So
Okay. So, I know that like the main discussion that we've had kind of around Fourth Wing has been about redemption. But I also, yeah.
sorry, I just remembered one thing I wanted to bring up is that I think is just really fucking cool. Before we talk about like the redemption theme stuff, because it is like there's a lot of that. When they bang for the first time, Zayden yeah. Before like what at the war games before they bang, and like while he's being an asshole, he says that he knew it like about like her being a lightning wielder. And so after like they bang, she actually asks him like when he knew and like what he meant by like that, and he said like when they first kissed. And so like if you go back, she fucking told like he it's like it's super like in terms of the book, it fucked up my mind because it explicitly said like she fucking wielded her signet. Like she straight up wielded her signet. But the
Mm-hmm.
issue is she wielded it immediately. Like cuz this was the night that she had the power connection with Tarn.
Mm-hmm.
So which is like kind of unfucking heard of. Like it takes a little while for everyone else in this book to manifest their signet, but
Yeah.
she basically does it immediately. And so like all of that talk about like the burning from her tattoo on her back, like she's going to explode, is
Mm-hmm.
actually like she's already manifested her signet. And so her it's like it always happens like when her emotions are high
Mm.
because like she can't control her signet yet. So it's just like the lightning is trying to come out of her.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
like it just like completely fucking changes the wording like that point, and it's really fucking cool because I really like when books do that. Like if you read them through a second time thing,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh wait, oh oh.
Yeah.
I love the things that I remember.
I think so. Okay. I have so many things to. So many things. So, first of all, let's just start real simple. I feel, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like, I feel like it does have a lot of like YA tropes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially as you're talking about like, oh, she wielded her signet like the first night that she got like that full power connection, and like that's unheard of. And it's like, okay, I feel I just it's I have this thing where when I read a book and it's like, yeah, this person, they're horrible at everything. They're so frail and weak, but they're the best at this one thing that anybody's ever been. Like, it's like they can, like, I have the same issue with Luke. Right, like Luke Skywalker. He's like,
Mhm.
oh, he's so amazing at the Force. He's the best at the Force that anyone's ever been.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, I understand that this is the main character of your story. But like, let them be a normal person. That is the
No.
main character of your
No.
story.
So
And not like a fucking savant at whatever it is they're doing.
That's
so
so pertinent to the story. It's like it's not even just like a random thing. It's like no, they're good at the one thing
Yeah.
that like
That
anybody that needs to be good at
yeah.
to
so
save the
here
world.
uh to like semi counter that, the way the book works with that though is that a lot of the things she's good at are because she's fucking sucks. Like it's more so a like she has found ways to be good at things differently. Like
Yeah.
the reason she's so good at shielding, for example, like is like that's the first thing that's like, oh my god, like I took forever to do that and you just did it instantly thing, is because she compares it to like when she blocks out the pain, like when
Mhm.
she like breaks a bone or like hurts herself in any way. Is like she's very used to blocking out like her pain receptors in her brain.
Mhm.
So it she just basically uses that skill and applies it to what Zayden tells her to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like when it comes to like a skill, I'm like, okay, sure. You know, like you can be good at a skill, especially if like there's like, you know, like that reasoning. But like some things like again, like her signet manifesting like immediately, or having two dragons, or
Yeah.
Luke being super good at the Force right away.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
these are not
Damn it.
things you can control, and are not skills that you worked and practiced. You just do it. And
Mhm.
like that bothers me.
Yeah, I will say so. It's very clear. It's made very clear that I also need to go back. Also, we're holding that thought in like I'm pinning it right
Uh-huh,
there,
uh-huh.
pinning it in the air. You can't see my hands, but I'm pinning it right in there.
No, I pinned it with you. It's right
Okay,
there.
thank you. Because I remembered a very important part that I completely forgot about in Darna. So, um, the actually I forgot two things. She is not good at the lightning thing.
Yeah,
Her
yeah, yeah.
lightning is very connected to her emotions, and it goes more into this in the second book. But she basically big old emotion angered at Jack Barlow, and big old lightning strike, and then the teacher, the Signet teacher, like works with her and like is trying to like help her do more, like as many strikes as she can,
Mm-hmm.
like in a short period of time. And it's basically like go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like in the second book, it's literally like someone literally says to her like, "Did they ever tell you like, have you tried shooting lightning from your hands?" And she's like,
Wait,
"Shooting
where has
what?"
it been coming
Like,
from?
the sky.
What?
Like she's just been calling down lightning from the sky.
I thought she's been shooting it out of like her body like this whole time.
No. She is straight up
Oh,
calling
That would
lightning
have
down
made the
from the
sex
fucking
very
sky.
weird.
I thought that's why what's his name
Well,
was using the shadow powers because he was blocking it at point range. Like,
so for the sex parts, it's more so coming out of her body. It does describe that there's lightning strikes outside as well. Which there's like many fucking jokes on like TikTok and stuff of like Rhiannon sitting in her room after the threshing, and it's just lightning strike.
Like, brother.
Like, man,
watching the weather, like, what the
there's
fuck?
a weird storm going on right now.
Weatherman didn't say shit about a storm tonight.
Like
But,
after they
but
figure
anyways,
out the signet, like after they figure out what her signet is, everybody at that school's got to be like, every time there's like a thunderstorm, like, damn, I guess they're fucking again.
Violet
Yeah.
getting her
Literally.
teeth picking it all
Literally.
gang.
But yeah, no. So it's like made explicitly clear, like that she's was basically like forced to like like all in on her signet, like its most powerful like form,
Mm-hmm.
and like in the second book it's really explored like and like taught to her like you need to control this
Right.
because it's attached to your emotions. If you can't control your emotions, you're gonna kill someone or yourself
Yeah.
with
So,
fucking lightning.
also, follow-up question. Does she just get the one signet, or does like each dragon give her one?
So they have not explored that yet, but that's
Okay.
something I wanted to go back and say. So the whole time thing that Andarna can do, that is not that is her dragon power. And there's actually a whole scene after like she almost gets killed that I forgot to mention, where Xaden basically goes to it's Sigale, Taryn, and Andarna all like and it's the five of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Xaden's like, you need to tell, like, first of all, you don't talk to another person's dragon. That is like made explicitly clear in this, and like especially like the biggest dragon, and in that tone, like you are asking to get fried.
Yeah.
And so he's like, you need to tell me what fucking powers you are like channeling into her, because what the fuck was that? And we basically find out that Andarna's actually a baby. She's a hatchling, and feathertails are hatchlings.
Baby,
So she
Yeah, baby
is
dragon.
I did the baby.
so yeah, so like the whole
I keep reading
reason, like the
blogs.
main reason that feathers tails don't bond with riders is because they're babies, and
Yeah.
it's like a very like hidden dragon secret thing, um like for their protection. And on top of that, like she cannot actually channel to Violet like any power as a hatchling.
Okay.
But she has her own power, which is the time thing, but it's very uncontrollable
Got
is like
it.
the best word I can use. Is like
Does
and then
Taryn-
when she grows up, she loses that power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
So, which is like, basically, it's like we hide the fact that hatchlings exist and can do this, and like that's what hatchlings are. It's like they are the feathertails because you like shitty ass humans would exploit the fuck out of this.
Absolutely.
Um, and we see why that's bad in the final battle, and going into Iron Flame, because Andarna uses so much of her power, it actually um, begins like a rapid adolescent development cycle. Because essentially, what
Mm.
happens like when they go from hatchlings to adolescence, they have to sleep for like a very fucking long time. Like it could be days, it could be months, but it essentially they go through like accelerated growth,
Okay.
like as they sleep, and they like grow to full size in a very like relatively short amount of time, um, and uh, like gain like their like adult dragon things, and like including like their tail and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so uh Andarna actually has like a whole issue because of how much of her power was used in the final fight, because Violet ends up using like the time stopping to guide her lightning because she can't fucking aim it.
Mm-hmm.
um and that unfortunately puts Andarna into this accelerated growth cycle, which her wings don't properly form.
Oh
um
no.
Damn.
it's a whole fucking issue in the second
You
book.
stunted my baby's growth.
Yeah. Um,
Damn.
but regardless, we don't get any second signet from Violet yet. There's a lot of um, theories and stuff about what her second signet could be. If she does get one, I think
Yeah.
she will get one, and I think it will have. I'm really, really hoping it doesn't turn into the like, oh, it's exactly the power we need to solve the problems that the
Yeah.
second book ends on. Because the second book, so this one is, it's a very, very stark contrast. This ending and the second book's ending. Because this ending is like, oh my god, Brennan's alive. And then the second one is like, what do you mean the next book doesn't come out for a fucking year?
Yeah.
You need to fix this right fucking now. What do you mean, Miss Yaros?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Hello? I just want to talk.
That's fair.
um, yeah, like it is it is a hard ending that I have been sitting on for fucking months now. Um, but yeah, so um,
Can't leave
uh,
me hanging like that.
yeah, there's a lot of some of the theories, which it's better explained if like the uh if you let me talk about Iron Flame on another
Uh,
episode of
I was gonna
this.
say, yeah, definitely gonna be a different episode because we're probably
Yeah,
gonna have to wrap it up soon. I'm
yeah,
sleepy, baby.
yeah. Me too. Um, yeah. So, um, but like, she has a lot of like uh mentions of like gravity. So a lot of people think it could be related to that.
Interesting.
There's a lot of stuff with like the past and dreams and stuff. So some people think like that might be like dream walking.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Alright then.
I'm
like because
interested.
especially with Andarna, because um she specifically talks about like while she was in the egg dreaming, she like overheard the elders talking about like Violet, and then that's like when she decided to hatch, is like when Violet was um entering into the Rider College. So like and Darna's like a baby.
Baby, baby.
It's just like, dragon uh the time frame of growth is obviously not uh you know static.
Yeah.
It is definitely varied.
So the power, the time stopping power, that is because she's a hatchling.
Yes,
So
all hatchlings have like their own power that they can manifest that goes away once they reach an adult.
okay.
Because it's kind of, if I remember
So
correctly, it's kind of explained as like they can't channel to a person,
mm,
so they kind of have like their own like
yeah.
they just have like all of this magical power that can't go anywhere, so it manifests itself as like their own personal signet.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to know, like, because the dragons choose who they bond to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really curious to know if the signets are truly a reflection of the person who, of the writer, or if they're a reflection of the dragon and, like, what the dragon's power was. Because, like, do we know what, like, Terran's power was before, like, when he was a hatchling?
No,
Or
he's
he real
very
old?
old.
He real old. Okay.
He real old. Not old old, but like he been around.
Got it. Got it. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to know, like, the like if the power that the dragons have as hatchlings is sort of what comes through as the signet for the writer, and like the reason that it seems like it's a reflection of the person is because like the dragon typically chooses writers that,
The wand chooses the wizard, yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know, that's just really interesting to me. So I think it'll be interesting to see if Violet gets a second signet from Andarnan. Like, is it,
Yeah, I think they'll definitely, especially like considering the ending of Iron Flame, I think they're definitely going to introduce a second signet.
mm-hmm.
Also for many other reasons that I will leave for the explanation of Iron Flame at a later date.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely think that they're planning on introducing a second signet for Violet.
Okay.
The Again, I hope it's not just gonna be like a, oh, this is literally exclusively useful for like very specific situations, like, oh, like the one we're in, wow, look at that. Like,
I
I
get the
hope
feeling that's
it's
exactly
more.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's not, but I mean, as long as they write it well, I can still like it. Especially if it's like an interesting thing. Like, I do think the dream walking thing is an interesting uh concept, because
Mm-hmm.
the way I was like the person who came up with the idea, um the way they explained it is that they would be walking in Andarna's dreams, like while she was in the egg,
Mm.
um because she was in the egg for a very, very long time, uh which I will explain also when I explain Iron Flame.
Is the
uh
coloring also because she's a hatchling, or is like she one of the first and only gold dragons?
I will answer that one. She is a another color of dragon.
Oh, okay.
The why and how I will leave, because it's a very convoluted
Got
explanation.
it.
But she
Fair,
is
fair enough.
actually it is a big part of the second book, because when she grows into an adult and Violet sees her for the first time as not the little tiny golden dragon and as a adolescent, she is black.
Oh, okay.
And that
Ah.
is like a whoa, what happened?
So, is there a possibility that Andarnan is Terran's child?
No, what actually in that whole scene where they find out she's a hatchling, um, uh, Zayden literally accuses Sigale of her, like, is this your child? And Sigale's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, you're
Like, bitch, smack that man.
like,
Hit him with the, are you fucking kidding me, human?
like, it's like, you really think I would just have a fucking child without you knowing? as my writer. Hello,
Just have a kid.
the audacity.
Just show up one day with an A. He's like, hey, I have a child now. Like,
Yeah,
the fuck?
yeah. Like, it's honestly like I fucking love Sigale. I love her so much. Like, um, in the special edition of Fourth Wing, and you can also read it on the Rebecca Yaros's website. She rewrote a couple of the chapters from Zayden's perspective,
Mhm.
Oh my
and
god.
Sigale the
Midnight
fucking
Sun.
absolute queen,
Midnight Sun.
like absolute fucking queen.
Oops.
Like she is the perfect um compliment for Zayden, because Zayden is very much like the cool, like calm, cool, and collected, like tall, dark, and handsome, all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
You're a fucking dumbass.
All right. Well, I think
That, that book
yes.
was wild.
Yeah, that was honestly super wild and um
I mean, I definitely, it has a actually now is like one of the most perfect times to listen to the I was gonna say, like, reading it is great, but if you're more the kind of person that likes audiobooks, there is a dramatic reading of it that's fully voice acted, has sound effects and all that stuff. One of our friends actually listened to that and said it was actually really fucking good, and added like a lot of dimension to like the listening of it.
so real
Also, the regular audiobook is kind of doo doo because I guess the person that did it was not very uh they're like a newbie, and the recording's not good, but
mm,
the dramatic reading is very good. And the reason why it's a good time to read it is because they have been releasing them in two-part versions,
okay.
and the both the parts of Fourth Wing have been out for a while, but the first part of Iron Flame actually just came out, and the second part should be out soon. I don't remember exactly when. Part two
Brother,
comes.
also
How
completely unrelated. But every time you said Jack Barlow, I'm just like Jack Harlow. Like
Okay, I'm not gonna
literally
believe that.
every fucking time.
Every time she's like Jack Barlow, I kept seeing Jack Harlow's face, and I'm like, yo, who's this?
Thank God I wasn't the only one, but like
Okay,
I
I
was just
was about to say, I was like, okay, I was like, I must be the only one who keeps seeing Jack Harlow. Because I'm like, his name is Jack Bar. Like, I was like looking it up on the wiki. I'm like, yeah, no, fucking Jack Barlow. Like,
like you could have just called him Jack, but then you kept Jack Barlowing him, like full naming him, and I
you
was
gotta
just
say
like,
the full
damn,
name.
it's just Jack Harlow. I was like, it's just,
Well, because almost every fucking that it's said in the book, it is
Oh wait, you're breaking up
fucking
again.
Barlow.
you can't
You
say it
broke up
anymore.
again.
Yeah, Discord said
um,
I'm breaking you
um
up. You can't
oh,
say it
there we
anymore.
go. The second part of Iron Flame releases literally a month from now, July 12th.
solid.
Oh,
Um, so
How long do y'all
it,
think it'll be before they make a movie?
they actually already have a show in
Yep,
the works.
Of course they
there it
do.
is. Of course they do.
After like right, but I mean honestly, I think it was before the fucking thing was even written. Um,
Of course it was.
the what's his face's studio? Oh my god, what is his name? Um, hold on.
The fuck?
Um, it's the guy who has the Amazon partnership.
Okay.
Um, da, da, da. Michael B. Jordan. That I forgot
Ah.
his name for a minute. Michael B. Jordan's Outlier Society. Um,
And how confident are we that they're going to do a good job?
well, they actually I don't know if they'll do a like great job in terms of the story. Honestly, my worst fucking like the only reason I don't want to show is because the thing about this book is everyone is like when people are described as hot or anything, it's very clearly from the like perspective of, you know, a horny 20-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Um but like that, you know, could die any day now.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But
No
no
show
one
for
is
you.
like everyone's like attractive, but not like movie star drop dead gorgeous,
Uh-huh.
you know? And I just really don't want them to just cast like some hot ass people.
Like they're just gonna
Super-
cast like Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And it's like
I mean, you know they're gonna be Hollywood hot.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, like
I
I
don't
mean obviously
know.
like most actors and actresses are like, you know, that they probably would cast are going to be objectively like very attractive.
Mhm.
Like because that I mean that helps sell your fucking show. Like
Yeah.
I get it. But like I mean like
It'll be
hell, half the
Transformers
fucking
all over again.
yeah, half the fucking people in Game of Thrones are hot as hell, but they all should look like shit. Do you know what fucking world they live in? Like no
God,
one showers
yo,
there.
I will never forget. Like, I'm sorry, this is super random, but
Angelina Jolie. Yep.
I will never forget the fucking interview with the guy who plays Sam, and he like people are always asking him like, you know, you're like living up in like the cold and you're not barely eating anything. Why aren't you losing weight? And this man is like, I'm sorry, you're watching a show set in a world with dragons, but your issue is that I'm not losing weight.
Timothy Chalamet. Like, Thumb should be in charge of the casting. Please and thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like that's like the thing is like you know, obviously people have been like doing like fan castings for a Fourth Wing show or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
But they always fucking choose like the hottest fucking people, and I'm like, no, these people aren't like hot as fuck, bro.
Okay.
They're like I mean they're all like like attractive, but like they're not like drop dead gorgeous like porn star, brother.
My
Like,
thing
come
is
on
this
now.
though, like how many of those people like that they're like how many people in Hollywood are actually attractive versus just celebrities? Like I feel like there's so many celebrities that people are like, "Oh my gosh, they're so hot and gorgeous and yada yada." It's like if you saw that person walking down the street, you would not look at them twice. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I'm saying, like, you know, with this kind of production, they're gonna choose people that are hot as fuck.
Yeah, no, of
Like,
course.
they're gonna objectively, like, people choose people that are objectively hot as fuck. Like, I or really, like, watch them just, like, do, like, fucking Jennifer Lawrence. Like, literally just
Emma
cast
Stone.
fucking the
Jennifer
fucking
Lawrence,
Hunger
my
Games
bones
cast.
break.
Honestly, I could probably go through the Hunger
It'll just be Hunger Games. Bro.
Literally, that would be so funny. Honestly, that would be the funniest thing in the world to me if it was Jennifer Lawrence as Violet, Josh
But Gale
Hutcherson
is-
as
Zane or something.
Zayden.
Or-
No, we like
no.
PETA. And
Yeah,
then
but,
Liam
like,
Hemsworth as
but
Dane.
Zayn is specifically tall, dark, and handsome. That's
Listen,
not.
listen.
That's
Yeah.
the guy that plays Gale.
I personally, I don't know. I feel like Liam Hemsworth is just kind of like eh.
Let me see what he looks like now, Liam.
Josh Hutcherson with like dark hair, sign me up. I love that man.
Also,
He's
because
cute.
we're talking
He's
about
got baby.
this
I want to
man's.
pinch his cheek.
Um, I don't know how like accurate it is because like I haven't read the book, but on the Wikipedia, it's like somebody was like, yeah, fan art of Satan is always white, but he is like obviously described as dark
No,
in
yeah,
the
like
book,
he
and I'm just
literally
like,
is
Mm.
bro,
described as like
ugh,
very tan, and like every time I see a white,
ugh.
Okay, I was wrong. Josh Hutcherson can't play Zayden then.
that's exactly why I was saying fucking Liam would be better. 'cause
No,
at least
no, no,
he's-
no. He wouldn't be
he's-
better.
no, no,
He's
no.
white as fuck too.
He's white as fuck too. No,
We need a person of color.
Isn't he?
Good luck.
Liam Hemsworth is Australian.
No, no, no. I know he's not. I know he's not like tan or not like anything that's not white. I remember him tanner. I guess it was just like in Hunger Games. I
He
guess
was
it's
just
the-
dirty.
he was just dirty.
He was just dirty, and the lighting was shit.
He was covered in coal dust. Like, canonically, he was just dirty.
Yeah. And they're like always in the fucking shadows. Okay, I'm just a dumbass.
My boy Henry Cavill in The Witcher. He's
Ugh.
just dirty.
You're just dirty
Love
as
that,
shit.
man.
Fucking good luck. I can't. Oh man.
All right.
But
well,
honestly, you know what? To on a note, but like you know, I know we're done. This is the last note. I don't think you're incorrect, Kate, in saying that the Hunger Games cast would be, you know, because honestly, I don't think that Hollywood really gives a shit about
Oh
being
no.
accurate. So you know what? That would be the way that they would go.
I'm sure they
Hunger Games.
absolutely will cast a white man for Zayden and just, you know, make him dirty. So like
Make them dirty.
just make him dirty so that he looks not super white.
Yep. And that's it. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
But anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much, Kameko, for explaining Fourth Wing to us. And
Bro,
I have been
someone wrote
enlightened.
fucking I'm sorry. I'm looking at like a like who do you think should play Zayden? Like it's like a serious casting quiz from like the like official Empyrean Writers fan website, and one of the fucking things is motherfucking Tamer Water, bro.
Oh my god.
And like, okay, and we've got it. We got fucking we got Bella as Violet. We got Jacob as Zayden, and we got Edward as Dane. We got
Instead of the Hunger
What's
Games
your-
cast, it's the Twilight cast.
Yes.
Done.
yes.
God damn it. Oh my god.
That was really fun.
I can't wait until we get the synopsis for Iron.
Yes, we'll definitely do a Iron Flame book club another day. And Kameko can come back and regale us with that story.
Okay, so sorry. The next, I was looking at to see what else they had for the other people. The first person for Violet Sorrengill is Mackenzie Foy, and I actually don't mind that one, cause like she's got like a really like attractive look to her, but she has a lot of the features that Violet is literally described to have. So like, she doesn't have to like, cause like Violet's described as extremely pale. Her eyes are very similar, if I remember correctly, what Violet's eyes are described as. Yeah, pale skin, pale eyes, pale hair. That are like it fades to pale. It's like brown.
She's
it
just
fades to white.
translucent.
Yeah, but Mackenzie Foy, actually, I would not mind.
Look at stuff.
Yo, okay, but like now I just
You're
want
welcome.
Water to be Zayden, honestly. Like I don't care anymore. You know that would be funny as fuck, dude.
It would also be really funny to keep like playing on that joke about like the Twilight series of like him always being shirtless. And for Zayden to just constantly be shirtless.
I mean,
Also, oh
there
my
are
god,
many
okay.
scenes where Zayden is shirtless in the book.
Guys. Mackenzie Foy plays Renesmee in the Twilight.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Wait, that's her? No. Oh my god, that is her. Now that I look at. Oh my god.
The more you know.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, guys,
Oh my God,
Renesmee grew up to be a dragon rider.
It comes full fucking circle because Jacob.
Yeah.
Yes. Ship it. Ship it.
No.
Ship it out.
I hate it here. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Hang
Alright,
up.
well-
On that note, we gotta stop.
On that
There's no
note.
way this could get better.
On that note, we gotta go. So thank you for joining us. We will for sure have an Iron Flame book club at some point.
Well, the Iron
Um,
Flame.
But yeah, I think Kameko, are you streaming tomorrow?
Yes, I'm probably streaming Child of Light because I'm being forced to.
Hey,
Solid.
hell yeah.
Yeah, so make sure to tune into that. And also, I'm thinking what I'll probably do for these book clubs is put up a poll on the Discord. So you guys can vote for which book you would like us to discuss. And then, hopefully maybe we can get some more like interactivity, because I think it was really fun to have Dom just out here casting the whole movie. um,
Unless it's Iron Flame, y'all don't have a choice about that. We are.
yeah, no, we are gonna do Iron Flame. I don't know that we'll do it next week, but we'll do it at some point. Yes, please join the Mythos Discord if you haven't already, and I will see y'all later. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you for letting me
Bye.
talk. Bye.
Bye.